on super like a Clark Kent. Yeah, shadow D-Lo, gotta represent. Yeah. From 6 in the morning, I'ma keep coming, I'ma keep gunning. Yeah. Prophets are prophets, we got them. Copping, no stopping, I'ma just let it ride. My entry is my destiny, exit is my patience. When I see a bad trade, I ain't playing this. I know what my goal is, I know how to pace. Get it, drivers on 100 fold, coming full force, not race. Yes, pull up, yeah, whip back, and it's force funded, killing the game. I got it, I'm buffing my entries to trigger, so it's true that the gun did my chicks bad, and I'm not frontin'. And she's leaving Europe, that London. If I show up in the kill zone on time, yeah, I'm gunning, yeah. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We don't just do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in the way. Chairman, I'm running my race. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We just don't do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in my way. Chairman, I'm running my race. My entire team is my life. My entries are always precise. My exits are all time concise. My future is looking real bright. Even though BCLS is all on the plan, I know by tonight my profits will smash. These vectors will dash. I'm hitting TPs, alright. Split a click up fast, gotta cash so fast, so you know what the deal. Don't trade the trade, cause I'm paid to wait. I got these niggas like, man, this ain't real. In the zone 1, zone 2, hit a lick for the price, yeah, kill what we kill. Hit the red pill, always on the blue. Can you see this damn all on my grill? Pick up the moves, pick up the weight, all up in the markets all day. Pick up the profits, markets are thoughtless. I'm catching the whole back today. We are the nation, and we stand proud, rubbing all this cash all deep in your face. Ice on froze, nobody knows what's coming next. Hyperdrive's the way. Yeah, pull up, yeah, whip back, and it's force funded, killing the game. I got it, I'm buffing my entries to trigger, so it's true that the gun did my chicks bad, and I'm not frontin'. And she's giving Europe, that London. If I show up in the kill zone on time, yeah, I'm gunning, yeah. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We don't just do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in the way. Chairman, I'm running my race. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We just don't do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in my way. Chairman, I'm running my race. Yeah, pull up, yeah, whip back, and it's force funded, killing the game. I got it, I'm buffing my entries to trigger, so it's true that the gun did my chicks bad, and I'm not frontin'. And she's giving Europe, that London. If I show up in the kill zone on time, yeah, I'm gunning, yeah. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We don't just do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in the way. Chairman, I'm running my race. Deposits are hitting my base. This is real life, not a phase. We just don't do this for play. Catching these profits today. Money is all in my way. Chairman, I'm running my race. I lost my pride. I lost my reason. I'm dying inside. Each day in season. All I wanna do is let go of you. Everything you say isn't even true, and I give up on you. Enough is enough, like include. So I gotta let go. Every moment turns into a twisted in the road. Every word you say, it burns a hole right in my soul. All you do is lie to my face, that's all I know. Listen, don't get it twisted, so I gotta let you go. Every moment turns into a twisted twisted in the road. Every word you say, it burns a hole right in my soul. All you do is lie to my face, that's all I know. Listen, don't get it twisted, so I gotta let you go. It's all on my mind. Tell that to me that I'm making it all. It ain't what I see. All of the time, I gave up my time, I'm worthless to you. Defeating me lies through those tears when you cry. All on my mind, it ain't even true. It's the thing that you do. Walk away, they always say. Guess I gotta think this through. Every last moment was a memory faded, so I guess I gotta escape that too. Yeah, I gave it my all, you stole everything. All the red flags and missed all the clues. Yeah. Every moment turns into a twisted in the road. Every word you say, it burns a hole right in my soul. All you do is lie to my face, that's all I know. Listen, don't get it twisted, so I gotta let you go. Every moment turns into a twisted in the road. Every word you say, it burns a hole right in my soul. All you do is lie to my face, that's all I know. Listen, don't get it twisted, so I gotta
What's the word, family? Good morning, guys. Welcome to today's session with your boy Abel. Super excited to be here, guys, with y'all as usual. We are back live, and we've been live every single day this week, y'all. Let's get it. I love it, man. We got that boy Terso in the building. What's going on, T? We got Mr. Reap to the Euro in the building as well. Mr. D-Ho's Custom in the building as well. What's going on, my brother? I appreciate you, bro. Nah, this is a banger, Free Zone. This is an absolute banger. I swear that song is tough. That might be honestly my favorite one now at this point. This really might be my favorite song on this whole playlist now. This might be it, man. But definitely glad to have you in the chat, my brother. You know the vibes. Always love on my end. I appreciate it so much. And family, man, we got NFP today, man. We got the unemployment release today, man. We got NFP. We got the unemployment rate in about 28 minutes. We gonna see what these markets do in 28 minutes. We're going to see if there's any opportunities that we can also take advantage of in 28 minutes, or at least after 28 minutes. And I'm excited to see what these markets actually end up doing, man. For real. Everything I feel in the facing in a row. Nah, this song is so tough. Hey. Every time it seems to the fishing in a row. Let's see. Happy Friday to you as well, Leoma. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's get it. Living in me. Think it through. Jose in the building. What's the word, Jose? Good to see you, my brother. Shout out to you for tuning in. Grand Rising. Good morning to all you guys. Every time I sing, I'm fishing in a row. Now this song is so tough, bro. We got 26 minutes, family, before we have major news coming out. Let's go. We gonna see what the markets got for us today. It's been a very, very interesting week, to say the least. Right, we've had a lot of fun this week. I'm gonna be honest, family. Hold on, before we continue with this song, man, we gotta give ourselves a round of applause real quick. We gotta give ourselves a round of applause, man. I'm giving a round of applause to y'all. I'm giving a round of applause for me. And y'all wanna know why? Reason why we giving ourselves a round of applause is because we showed up every single day this week. And that's a major accomplishment, man. Let's get it. I think I'm already back in the swing of streaming live here on YouTube, which I knew it wasn't going to be no issue. I actually truly love and enjoy being live with you guys, family, interacting with y'all, taking trades, winning and losing with y'all. Believe it or not, I enjoy the whole process that it takes, family, to do this, man. So I appreciate y'all, every single one of you guys, for being here with me. Definitely means a lot. Big Papa, week 1 is done. This is week 1 of 1,000, hopefully. Right, so I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see this platform grow. I'm excited to see how, you know, we continue to impact you guys, impact the masses. And I really hope that throughout this whole process and this whole journey, you guys truly become testimonials for this and for my vision as a whole and for what I'm trying to do here. Right, that is my goal here, right? It's not just to educate, not just to entertain, but I actually want to see real results come from these streams. Right, I want to see real money, real withdrawals. That's what I want to see from these streams, right? I don't mind coming on here and educating y'all and entertaining y'all, you know, but I still need to see, I need to see you guys get something from this, right? And hopefully it's some fat ass withdrawals from these brokers and these prop firms, family. Absolutely. Right, but super grateful to be with you guys here today. We are 25 minutes out from NFP, family, and the unemployment rate. We're going to get into what I believe the markets can do. Hello, baby. Good morning. Say good morning. Right, but yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited, family, for sure. So let's see who else we got in the building. We got Daquan in the building. What's going on, D? Appreciate you. Carlos in the house. Shout out to you, Carlos. That song right there, guys, is actually called Let You Go. It's called Let You Go by one of my favorite traders. One of the most energetic traders. My brother, Mr. Tyrone Foster, in the building. Shout out to my brother Tyrone for this song. Shout out to him for this whole playlist. Like I said, man, we can actually vibe out to good music and not get copyrighted, man. Shout out to Tyrone for letting us rock out, man. Amazing, right? But yeah, this song is called Let You Go by Neon FX. Neon FX. Go ahead and blow his streams up, family, right? Let's go ahead and blow his streams up, man. Let's show him, like, yo, bro, we enjoy the music. We enjoy the trading music. We enjoy all the music, but these trading playlists, man, this trading playlist hits. Even though this song really isn't about trading, it's in a playlist that was really all about trading, which is pretty fire. But yeah, man, we here. We're gonna go ahead and turn up. We got Isaiah in the building. What's the word? Appreciate you as well for tuning in. We gonna go up, family. I promise y'all, we gonna go up. Let's see. We enjoy you being live. That's love, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate you, Long Journey. Thank you so much. Thanks for the live stream. That's love. That's love. He said, "No, Lloyd, the song been growing on me." That's usually how it is. Right, I'm telling y'all, this song is tough. What's up, baby? He said this song been growing. This song is tough, man. But family, let's go ahead and go over, let's go over the data or the news that we have up and coming in about 23 minutes, 22 minutes or so. Give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions as to what I think can happen based off the release. Give you guys different examples or different possibilities based on what happens here. Obviously, NFP is a big boy event, a massive event. It is one that can definitely cause a shift in sentiment or just double down on the current sentiment. It's very possible for that, for sure. But most importantly, guys, what I'm going to be focused on more importantly is definitely going to be the unemployment rate. All right, the NFP is definitely going to impact the markets. Obviously, it's a top tier event. But I believe, and I could be wrong here, but I believe the unemployment rate holds a little bit more weight right now. Right? Because that's when you hear these press conferences from Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve, they don't really ever bring up the words NFP or non-farm, right? But they do talk about unemployment rate consistently, right? So they're also monitoring the unemployment rate like crazy because they understand that that's really how they can gauge whether we're actually seeing people find employment or people actually not finding it and essentially going down the jobless claims route. Right, so that's just going to be interesting. So as of right now, guys, non-farm, previously we were at 303,000 people that found employment for the first time. They're expecting it to come out a lot lower at 238. Now, if the numbers come out as expected, right, and we come out lower, right, and we come out around that 238, then I think that is actually going to be perceived as positive data for the markets as a whole. Right, lower people are lower non-farm payrolls, right? Means less people found employment than they expected, which means less money are now in the hands of consumers, which means less spending will probably occur, which will influence retail sales. And if our retail sales is now continuously dropping, that's also going to impact our GDP, right? Because retail sales is a big component of GDP, and that's also going to make our GDP numbers come back down. And that is very good news against the fight against inflation. Everything that I talk about, guys, in terms of news, it's always going to be compared to the fight against inflation, because that is the number one thing that we've been dealing with for the past 2 years at this point. All right, so every time I talk in terms of news and whether I think the market is going to react a certain way or not, it's always thinking in terms of how the Fed will perceive this news and if it's going to help them fight inflation or help them against the fight against inflation, or if it's going to make it worse. Okay, so if we come out as expected or lower, I think gold will see a nice move to the upside. I think indices will see a nice move to the upside. I think foreign currencies will see a nice move to the upside, which means I expect the dollar to come back down and actually lose value, right? Because when it comes to these safe havens, and if you're fleeing to safety, you run towards the dollar, right? Or you run towards U.S. securities, whatever you want to call it, right? But when we have good data that's supporting inflation dropping, that will be perceived as positive, and people are more comfortable with liquidating the dollar and going ahead and putting those dollars into hard assets, right? Or commodities or cryptos or gold or things like that, right? So again, I think, I could be wrong, but I think if we come out at 238 or lower, the markets might rally off of that. Now, if we come out higher than expected, right? If we come out higher than forecast, and if we come out even higher than previous, I think the opposite is going to happen. I believe that's going to cause a lot more fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the markets. And I think gold, indices, foreign currencies will all contract. And I think the dollar will be the thing that's going to be the most valuable. Okay? Are we clear here, family? Does this make sense? All right, we got to really break this stuff down, right? It's very, very important. Right, we're about 18 minutes out from this news event, right? But I want to make sure we have a game plan here. Okay, so that's for the unemployment rate, and NFP is going to be perceived. Actually, the NFP is going to be a little different than the unemployment rate. So from the unemployment rate, that's how we're going to look at it. Lower numbers will be perceived as positive data. Now, for the unemployment rate, it's going to be the opposite, right? Because non-farm measures the amount of people that found employment. The unemployment rate is telling us how many people have just got essentially fired, right? Or just filed for unemployment, right? So they're literally opposite events. So we got to look at them opposite, right? So if the unemployment rate increases, they expect it to stay at 3.8 right now. But if we actually come out higher at 3.9, 4.0, I think the markets might perceive that as positive data. Right, and the reason for it is just similar to what I said with NFP, right? If we have a higher unemployment rate, less people are working, less capital, less spending, so on and so forth, like what I explained earlier, right? So a higher unemployment rate will be perceived as positive for the economy, which could make these markets run and the dollar lose value. A lower unemployment rate, right, showing that there's less people filing for unemployment, will do the opposite. I believe if we have a lower unemployment rate, the dollar might gain some value, and gold, indices, and foreign currencies might lose value off of that. Now, if both of these do come out and they're expressing different sentiment, right? Like for an example, if non-farm payroll comes out lower than 238, but yet the unemployment rate also comes out lower at 3.7, see, now we have mixed data. Right, and when we have that type of mixed data, we really going to have to rely on price action and structure and just technicals to really figure out which one is actually going to be in control and which one's going to dominate, right? So we got to really be careful about that and just be mindful of that, guys, right? We got to see how this comes out. We got to see how the market reacts to this stuff coming out. And then after all that, then we can see if there's going to be a good opportunity to go ahead and get involved. Okay, are we all on the same page here, family? If we're all on the same page, go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat real quick, right? I want to make sure we're on the same page here before we actually see this news event in about 16 minutes. Drop a thrizzle in the chisel real quick, right? A thrizzle in the chisel. Drop a 3 in the chat, family, if this is making sense. All All right, definitely smash that like button. I appreciate y'all so much, family. Go ahead and smash that like button for your boy real quick. It definitely means a lot. Like I said, you know, if there's anything that I ever ask from you guys, is definitely go ahead and smash that like button. It means a lot to me so much, family. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And like I said, man, this is week 1 done. All right, we were live this entire week, Monday through Friday. Hopefully you guys were enjoying your time with me. Hopefully it's worth your guys' time to be with me. And I'm excited for next week. And I'm excited for the next week after that. And 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 so on and so forth. Because we not going nowhere. We going to be here. I'm looking you right in your eyes. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you directly right now. I see you looking back at me. But I'm looking at you right now in your... You see me? I'm seeing you too. You're going to be stuck with me forever now. Because I'm here live every morning providing y'all this value, whether you want to hear it or not. I'm sorry for being aggressive, family, but I got to make sure we on the same page, okay? Because we got to be right here with this, right? We're talking about, you know, a skill set that's extremely, extremely hard to master, right? So we got to be on the same wavelength this entire time, family. This entire journey that we're going to be here together, we got to make sure we on the same page. We got to make sure we moving accordingly. We got to make sure we're doing things right and effectively. Right? What's that one Rick Ross quote? What's that one Rick Ross quote, right? Rick Ross has said, he said, I don't care about moving fast. He said, I want to move correctly. Right? So I'm not focused about us growing fast or moving fast, but I for damn sure want to make sure that we're moving correctly. That's such a phenomenal quote. Shout out to Ricky. Right? Shout out to Officer Ricky. Right? That's a dope quote, man. So again, family, we're not here to move fast. We're not here trying to have the craziest things, but we are trying to be extremely efficient with how we operate. Right? We're going to be moving at a level that helps all of us grow together. Okay? So hopefully y'all is with me and y'all is understanding where we at, family, right? I'm glad we had this talk. I'm glad we had this conversation. You know, so that again, we can all be on the same exact page throughout this process. And I appreciate everybody that's liking the stream. As of now, we got about 20 likes. Thank you, every single one of you guys that have liked the stream. I truly appreciate y'all. I truly believe that you are going to be extremely successful. If you're not already, you are going to be successful. You are going to experience massive growth in your life in every area, whether it's financially, spiritually, mentally. I truly believe that you are destined for greatness because you showed me love and smashed the like button. That shows that you're not a hater, and haters don't get rewarded. So I appreciate you guys so much for that. All right, so family, that's where we're at in terms of non-farm and the unemployment rate. If we come out lower than expected for non-employment, or for non-employment, I just mixed both of them together. If we come out lower than expected for NFP, I believe gold is going to rally. Okay, if we come out lower for the unemployment rate, then I believe gold might actually increase. Now, if they both come out and they both come out lower or they both come out higher than expected, we're going to have mixed data. So we're going to have to really take it candlestick by candlestick, right, to see which one is actually going to eventually take control. We want them to eventually come out in opposite directions, right, in terms of NFP and the unemployment. We want one to increase and one to decrease, or yeah, right, because then we have a solid idea that the market is going to be going in one direction or another. Okay, hopefully we're on the same page there, family. Right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the technicals real quick. So I am going to look at things from the futures standpoint, right, because I am trading a futures prop firm account. So for those of you guys in the chat, family, how many of you guys are still trading Forex and how many of you guys are now trading futures? Let me know in the chat real quick, because I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm looking at and what I'm trading, right? So we have obviously the futures side of things. GC1 is gold, right? It's the same exact chart as gold for any of my Forex traders in the building. Literally the same exact chart. You don't believe me? Well, look at this, right? MGC1 is just the mini contracts for gold. But if I go back to XAU USD, it's the same exact chart, right? It is the same exact chart. Okay, so GC1 is gold, right? Which is going to be the one that I'm focusing on. This is my baby. This is really what I've been trading for the past few months consistently. If we're talking about indices, right? YM is US 30. NQ is NASDAQ 100, NAS 100. The ES is the S&P 500. Okay. If you see me look at the ones with the M in front of it, this is just because I'm trading the mini contracts for it. And if you have a smaller account balance for your futures account, or if you're trading a prop firm that's a little smaller, you're going to have to use these mini accounts, right? These mini contracts for them. So they're there. Now, in terms of the euro and dollar pairs, 6E1 is the euro USD, right? 6B1 is the pound, right? Pound USD. 6J1 is essentially USD JPY. 6A1 is Aussie dollar, Australian dollar, AUD USD. And 6C1 is USD CAD. Okay, they're all the same exact charts. It's just depending on if you're trading Forex or if you're trading futures, you know, they're gonna, obviously the tickers are gonna be different. Okay, so I want to make sure that we all understand that, and we got that out the way as well, family, so everybody understands what I'm trading and what I'm looking at, right? Because especially me being known more as a Forex trader, a lot of you guys that now come into the stream are probably gonna still be trading Forex more than anything, right? And that's fine. Can't go wrong with either or. I trade both, right? I still have obviously my Forex broker that I trade over here on my phone, and I still take trades on those brokers every single time I take a trade here on this futures prop firm account, right? Same exact thing, right? So I still personally do both. Okay, but I wanted to make sure that we understand what this is, because I know that those are questions that people have, like, Abel, what the hell is GC1, bro? It's just gold, right? It's just gold. And yeah. All right, so let's see what else we got here, family. Thrizzle on the chisel for Rizzle. Yeah. Let's see. Anything fast don't last. Anything that's slow be for show. I'm telling y'all. All right, absolutely. Let's see. Forex futures is the new move. I mean, yeah. I mean, especially for U.S. traders. For U.S. traders, it's definitely a good option. All right. It's not like you have to do it. You know, it's definitely a choice, right? Because you still have, you know, brokers out there that allow you to trade Forex, right? I still trade with Sway Markets, right? Sway Markets, in my opinion, is the best Forex broker out right now. You know, and if you still are trading Forex and you are looking for a broker, then go ahead and click the link down below this video or any of my videos, and you should see a link for Sway Markets. All right, so definitely go ahead and use that link to sign up, create yourself an account, and you can go ahead and still trade Forex every single day, just like how I do, right? But if you're looking to get into the futures side of things, right, I would also recommend to use Tradeovate as your broker. Tradeovate is the broker that I use for my personal futures account. And also it's the broker that you can use when you're trading prop firm accounts, right? Tradeovate/NinjaTrader. Those are the platforms that you can use. That is a broker that you have available to you. There's a bunch of different brokers out there, right? But that's the ones that I personally use. Tradeovate is the futures broker. Sway Markets is my Forex broker. Okay, and if you want a regulated Forex option, then trading.com is the regulated Forex option that I was using. Okay. Cool. I'm glad we got this stuff out the way. It's like getting our checks and balances out the way real quick, which is phenomenal. All right, so we are about 8 minutes out from the news, family. We're going to see what happens here in about 8 minutos. And in 8 minutos, we'll see if the market can present us a phenomenal opportunity that we can take advantage of. Perfecto. I love it. Let's see. We'll never go back. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can't even blame you, bro. I can't even blame you. I don't know where I'm gonna be. Whether I decide to stick with one or the other, I really don't know. All right. But I'm just trading both for now. Right. There's pros and cons to both. Let's see what we got here. What's the difference? That's a good question. There really isn't that many differences in terms of Forex versus futures. Terminology is obviously different. How we place trades is a little different in terms of whether we're using lot sizes for Forex or we're trading contracts for futures. But the overall grand scheme of everything is the exact same thing, right? Like trading from a technical analysis perspective is the same thing, right? We mark up the chart the same exact way. From a fundamental perspective, we analyze the market from a fundamental perspective the same exact way. All that stuff really stays the same. None of that stuff really changes, right? It's just like the terminology. What we use to actually place trades with is what's really different. You can't go wrong with either or. It's up to you. Right now, the cool thing about futures, though, and this is probably like the biggest selling point for most people, is that you're able to trade on regulated brokers. Right? Futures is every broker that you go through is going to be regulated here in the U.S., which is it's a positive, right? That's definitely a pro, right? Because even though I don't believe anything is ever going to happen with Sway Markets, which is an unregulated broker here in the U.S. It has regulations, Sway Markets, right? But it has an ASIC regulation, right? An Australian regulation. which is cool to have. At least they have some type of regulation, but that's not going to help us American traders whatsoever. All right, it's just not, right? So, but again, I don't think anything's going to happen with Sway Marcus. I don't believe it's going to go anywhere. I know the owner personally as well. Like, actually had multiple conversations with him. I've been following him since 2017 when I almost started. You know, so I truly believe Sway Marcus is in great hands and in great shape. So it's up to you though, whichever one you want to go with. To be honest, let's see what we got here. Have you tried Top Step? I have not tried Top Step. But I've heard Top Step is actually really good. Top Step is one of the OGs in the futures prop firm space. Has been around probably honestly the longest, if not, you know, up there with one of the longest prop firms out there. Top Step and Apex have been like the two staples from the future side of things in terms of prop firms. But I personally never use them. Right, but they are a good option. I heard their rules are really, really good. In fact, I think they only have like one big rule that can cause you to blow your account, which is cool compared to all these other firms that have a shit ton of rules and consistency rules and all this stuff. So I just never used them, but they are a solid option for sure. Let's see, I just blew an account this week and I'm a little devastated. I'm spending time just observing the market now. Thanks for the content. Ivan, man, it happens, brother. It happens, unfortunately. You know, it's just a part of the game, to be honest with you, right? It's just another lesson we got to learn. My question to you, though, Ivan, is just to be aware of why that happened, right? Are you aware of how you blew your account, yes or no? Right? Because if you have the awareness to understand what went wrong and you have the discipline to change it, then obviously things can be better next time, right? But what most traders do is when they go through some issues and they blow an account or they're going through a losing streak, they're just trying to ignore the fact that they went through all that and not really try to learn from it, right? We all know, guys, that these losses that we take are really lessons that we learn from, especially early on as newer traders, right? We have to be able to take these L's, make sure that they're lessons, and we learn from them. Now, here's the biggest factor, though, right? If this isn't your friend, and I'm talking to everybody, right? Not just to you, Ivan, right? So I don't think I'm just, pointing you out, my brother. And first of all, I appreciate your honesty, Ivan. Right, I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your ability to come on here and express yourself and your transparency, bro. That means a lot that you even are willing to do that, because most people will blow an account and try to act like it didn't happen and not try to talk through it, right? So I'm glad and I'm grateful for you for actually doing that. Definitely means a lot, right? But like I was saying, guys, right, what most people do is they take losses, they blow an account, they go through a losing streak, and they don't learn from it because they're so upset. No, family, I lost numerous accounts. I've blown hundreds of accounts throughout my 8-year, 9-year journey. Right? So this is not new. It's not new to you. It's not going to be new to anybody that comes in. It's just a part of the process. The biggest thing is just making sure you're learning from that and growing from that. Right? If you're able to learn, dissect what went wrong and grow from it, then you can absolutely grow and move a little bit differently. But you have to make sure, and this is for everybody, if you are aware of what went wrong that caused you to blow your account, but yet you fund a new account and you do the same exact thing again, see, that's a problem. Now you just have a lack of discipline that you really need to work on. Right? Because I went through that cycle, everybody goes through that cycle. Right? Where we take trades, we know we screwed up, right, and we blow an account or we lose, but yet we don't do anything to actually change it next time, because we end up doing the same exact thing that caused us to blow the account last time. We do it again, right? And that's a big issue. Okay, so we have to be able to be disciplined as traders, families, to not allow that stuff to occur again. And if we can do that, then I feel like we will actually see growth in our accounts. So discipline is very, very important. Like I said, there's 3 emotions that I feel like are super important for traders: discipline, patience, and awareness. And once you can have all 3 of those, and most importantly, probably discipline, then there's no reason why your account wouldn't grow. Okay? So I'm glad that we're all on the same page here now, family, right? But family, we are less than a minute away from this actual news event. We're going to see what these data comes out as, see how the market reacts to it, and then see if there's anything that we can, again, take advantage of for today for sure. Right? Remember what I told y'all, though, right? If we come out lower than expected for non-farm. I believe that gold and indices will probably run and foreign currencies will run and the dollar will probably contract. Right, so that's how I'm looking at NFP. If the unemployment rate comes out higher than expected, same thing. I believe gold can run, indices can run, so on and so forth. But let's see what happens here, guys. We're about a couple seconds out, and let's go ahead and see how the market starts to react off of this. Okay, initial spike up to the upside on gold. Let's see, the unemployment rate increased. Oh yeah, this is extremely bearish dollar, family, right? This is extremely bearish dollar right here, right? Look at this data right here. Right, so we had less people find employment, but we also had an uptick in unemployment. This is extremely bearish the dollar right here, family. Right, so we are very risk on. I would be liking to see more upside here on indices, upside here on gold. I think this is going to be extremely massive for, you know, Jerome Powell's goals here as in terms of the fight against inflation. So this is going to be very bullish indices, gold, and foreign currencies, in my opinion. You know, so if you guys are going to be in positions or looking for positions, I am very off of this data, very bearish the dollar. Right, I believe the dollar will continue to fall now for sure. And this type of event, guys, like our unemployment increasing and seeing this massive drop in on the NFP, this is major. Right, like this is major. Right, this is a big miss. Right, this is a massive miss in projections here. Right, and even this, the unemployment rate increasing is actually pretty crazy. So again, we are very risk on, which means turn the risk on and go ahead and get out of the dollar and invest into other assets. Okay, so we got to keep our eye on this stuff, right? Because gold, even though it spiked up aggressively real quick, gold typically does, it doesn't always do it, but gold likes to do things like this, right? Where we have the initial massive move, it will come all the way back down, right? And then eventually it will go in the actual intended direction, right? So if we can see that for gold, we might have a good opportunity here, right? So we're going to keep our eyes on this, right? Because if we can see that for gold, that similar play that it typically likes to do, you know, where we have the direction now based off data. If this comes all the way back down, I might look for a buy down here to then go ahead and see if we can ride it out the rest of the day. All right, because this data came out extremely good news for the Fed. Right, this is what the Fed wants to see. Right, this is the type of data that Jerome Powell is going to be excited about, believe it or not. Right, and it's kind of crazy, right? Because this means that less people are finding jobs and more people are becoming unemployed. Boom. And so from like a humanitarian standpoint, this sucks for people that got fired and can't find a job. But against the fight of inflation, this is extremely good news and extremely good data. All right, so we got to see how this plays out now, family, right? Let's continue to watch this stuff. Like I said, gold typically likes to do this nonsense where it'll give the big spike up, come all the way back down, and then we see a nice continuation after that, right? So let's continue to watch this and see what we get here, right? Because I really think there's going to be opportunities. If we get this push back down for gold, I'm not going to hesitate to buy. We're going to be in there all day long seeing what we can get. Because I think there's no reason why we don't see this continue to escalate to the upside at this point. The dollar itself, again, even created this little gap here. A lot of selling pressure entered the market, obviously based off the news. And we got to see, I think at this point, there's a great chance that we do continue. Now, my only concern, right, is going to be, again, these equal highs, right? I was targeting bullishness back to the upside because I believe that these equal highs are just super sexy, super attractive. I think there's a ton of liquidity just chilling up here. And there probably is, right? But we still gotta keep that on the horizon. But based off the data, based off this news event, I'm very much expecting gold to continue, indices to continue, and so on and so forth. Foreign currencies to continue, like the Euro USD is probably flying, pound dollar, Aussie dollar are all flying right now. You know, UJ should be tanking right now, and USD CAD should be tanking as well right now. Off of that type of data, let's go take a look at these, right? Yep, UJ is falling off the face of the earth. What's GJ doing? GJ's falling pretty hard too right now. Again, about these yen pairs, we got to just be careful trading those yen pairs right now, guys. The Bank of Japan is not playing games. They are more than willing to go ahead and step in, right, and try to regulate their currency. So be careful trying to trade those yen pairs. But, you know, the markets are reacting the way they need to right now, right? They really are reacting the way they need to. the thing for me is I don't want to just jump in up here, right? And then we're going to be stuck with like a 200 pip stop loss, right? That's crazy. So it's either we see some type of a little bit of a pullback here on gold that can give us a better, more likable risk to reward to then continue to the upside, preferably down back at the 23.13 level. And then we take that long. Or if this thing just continues to run, then we're going to have to find some key levels, some structure points that we could potentially play off of. Let me see what we got here. Let me see if we can find some levels that could possibly give us some opportunities here now, right? Let me see. So where are we playing at? We're trading above. We do got this key level here at around 23.22. All right, as you guys can see, just look to the left. Structure to the left leaves clues. It's honestly something that we've been saying for years now, and it's still so factual even today. All right, structure to the left leaves clues. You know, and if depending on how price holds, right, if we don't get that deeper pullback that I really want, we could possibly see how price is playing off of these key levels here on the smaller time frame. You know, if we truly continue to stay above this level, like if, you know, next few minutes we just retesting this level and it seems like we're failing to get below here, you know, based off any structure that might form, we might be able to even look for a play off of here. It's not what I would prefer. I would prefer for us to give us a little pushback down and then we look for that bias. But hey, we got to take what the market gives us at the end of the day, family. But I fully believe this is extremely bullish gold, extremely bullish indices like US 30, YM, the NASDAQ, the S&P. I think all this stuff should continue to fly throughout the rest of today. And honestly, this could be the sentiment, guys, even going into next week. Right? Like that is such a big news event that this could be the sentiment even going into next week and the weeks to come. Especially based on Jerome Powell's tone at the press conference on Wednesday. And you confirm everything that he said on Wednesday with the news that we just got. Again, this is just extremely bullish in my opinion for all these assets that we can possibly trade. So I want to look for reasons to buy this thing. We just got to be a little patient here and see what we can get. But yeah, I am a big fan of more upside for gold. So we just got to wait for the right opportunity to now be able to jump in here. So we're going to be rocking out, family, seeing when the opportunities present themselves. And if we can get it, we can get it. If we can't get it, then it is what it is, right? But I'm pretty positive that this is going to continue going bullish for today. I mean, family, what are your guys' thoughts in the chat? What are your guys' thoughts in the chat, right? What do you guys think about this news event here that we just had? Right? Do you guys think that this move is warranted? Do you guys believe that the news and the reaction of price is exactly what we should have expected? Because I do. Remember what I told y'all, right? If we have one that comes out lower, but the other one that comes out higher, see, now you got both of these news events that are supporting one idea, right? That this is helping inflation, right? We have less people that were employed, but we had our unemployment rate also increase, right? That is literally, right, both supporting a slowdown in our unemployment numbers, our slowdown in our labor market, which is a good thing to fight inflation. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Remember, like I said, I want to see gold come all the way back down. All right, gold is known for doing this. We have an initial big spike up. It will come all the way back down. And then it eventually starts to trend in the direction that it wants, right? So if we can get that, that would be best case scenario because then we can get a decent opportunity with a really good risk to reward that we can go ahead and be confident in as well. So like we got to just be patient. And we got to let the market play out. And yeah, we'll go ahead and take advantage of that, guys, when the opportunity shows itself, man. But I love when we're able to dissect the news, identify what the hell is happening, and then look for opportunities based off that dissection, right? And just understanding what can actually come from it. So I'm excited for this stuff, man. I'm excited for this stuff. Family, if you guys are enjoying this stream, if you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys believe that this is value that I'm providing y'all, please go ahead and smash that like button one time. I know that it gets annoying at times hearing people say that, but it really does help out like crazy, right? So please go ahead and continue to smash the like button because we are providing extreme value here. Again, there's not that many streamers, family. There's not that many people that go live on YouTube that can really dissect and break down the information as good as I do. I know that might sound egotistical, but trust me, I didn't see every streamer. I didn't see most people that come on here and trade. And everything is from a technical idea, right? Everything's from a technical perspective, right? And that's just not how I operate, right? I'm very big on fundamental analysis. I truly like to rely on fundamentals first, technical sentiment. Oh no, fundamentals and sentiment first. Technical analysis is second for me, right? So, and what do I mean by that? I look at the data that we get, right, the fundamental news, and that helps me create a long-term bias for these markets without even looking at technicals, right? Forget the technicals right now, right? I use fundamentals and sentiment of the fundamentals to give me long-term direction, right? Long-term direction. Keyword there is long-term, right? Because we can still see the market correct a little bit, but long-term direction I use fundamental analysis for, and then I use technicals just to help me find my entries. Right, so that's just how I like to operate as a trader, right? And so that's how I'm going to come on here, and that's how I'm going to be, trading in front of you guys as well, right? Fundamental bias first, sentimental bias first, and then we want to align our technical analysis with what we believe the sentiment of the market currently is, right? So hopefully this is some value for you guys. If it is, continue to smash that like button because it definitely means a lot for sure. All right, let's see what else we got here now, though. TP Smash 2316. Yeah, Janil, you was right, bro. You was on the money, my brother. Absolutely smashed it. I ended up taking an L yesterday on gold. So it was dope that you trusted your analysis, bro. And shout out to you, my brother. It definitely was a... Listen, again, I enjoy when you guys are correct and I'm wrong. Obviously, it sucks because I take the L financially, right? But it's dope to see you guys do it because when you guys, take those trades going against what I'm saying, I mean, whether you hold me at a high level or not is up to you, but it should give you a lot of confidence in your analysis, right? It should give you a lot of confidence in your ability to predict these markets as well, which is phenomenal, right? And I appreciate that, right? I'm grateful, for the fact that you guys are doing that, right? So, you was on the money, bro. Big shout out to you, my brother, for real. Let's see, Powell the GOAT. Yeah, he is. Let's see, yes, it's just as you say. Yep, came out exactly as we expected. Heavy data, heavy missing projections. That's positive data for assets, lower projections for positive currency or dollar. Yeah, you on the money, Isaiah. Let's see. So glad this is recorded. I have to rewatch to capture the nuggets that are being dropped. Man, I wish everybody would do that today, family, right? I wish everybody would do that. No lie, because these are all recorded, which is phenomenal. You can always go back and rewatch the streams. But just listen to the first 15 minutes of me being live, right? I really break down everything that I expected to happen. And the market did exactly what we expected, right? This wasn't no guesswork. It's based off sentiment and how I feel the markets are going to react, right? This is based off of data, hard data that I've back tested for years now, especially over the last year or two. For the most part, I believe I'm very accurate with understanding how these markets react in terms of the fight against inflation, right? So yeah, absolutely go rewatch this, family, if you're coming on late. Listen to what I say when I break down the news and what I think can happen based off of the data, because you will see that we were completely on the money, 100% accurate with that, which is dope. Now that we got the news, right, I don't trade the actual release. In my opinion, that's gambling because I don't know what the numbers are going to come out as, right? We can have some type of a sentiment towards what we believe it could, and you could be one of those traders that front run the news, but I'm not. That's not me, right? I like the news to come out. I want to see what the data says, and then from there, use the data that comes out to create my bias. And I have my bias now, right? I want to buy gold, right? I want to be bullish gold. We just got to wait for the right opportunity to now find the best entry for that, right? Absolutely. All right, so let's see. Guess it's time to switch to the bear side. Yeah, Jude. I never thought I'd see that in my life. You say that, Jude. I never thought I'd see you say that, bro, to be honest, bro. But we're getting there, bro. I'm being honest. If you combine Jerome Powell's stance on Wednesday and his tone and how dovish he was, and you combine that with the data that we got today, yeah, it's looking mighty bearish right now for the dollar, right? The only thing I will bring up though, bro, is this dollar, right? Is the dollar index, and are we truly? And again, we don't have to sweep highs, right? But are we truly going to keep these highs up here? Right, these equal highs up here with all this liquidity built up? We might, right? We might. But that's initially why I was still very much bullish even this week, right? I wanted to see us at least take out these highs, but the market is like, nope, not this week, buddy. Right? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fall off the face of the earth, and this could be again now giving us the trend for the next few weeks, right? At least up into the next major news event. Right, and then that could possibly, cause another shift in sentiment. But I believe, guys, this data is very clear. Right, unemployment rate going to 3.9, like that's massive, right? Like again, the NFP numbers are constantly going to obviously fluctuate, but the NFP, the way it came out, man, like that's extremely bearish the dollar in my opinion. right? So I'm very much bullish gold. Let's see what gold did. And look at gold, fam. Remember what I told you guys, right? Gold typically likes to do this nonsense, right? Where it does a massive push to the upside and it gives a very big correction here, right? Is everything else doing it too? Let's see. YM, US 30, trying to drop a little bit. NASDAQ also a little bit. But these don't typically correct as aggressive as gold does, right? But gold definitely corrects very aggressively, right? It just always happens for some reason after news events. So I'm personally going to be looking for reasons to go ahead and jump in here very, very soon. To see if we can go ahead and, you know, take advantage of this, right? Let me see what we got here. Let me see what we got here. And in fact, what we're going to do too, family, let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead. I'm actually interested to see what Mr. Meet Kevin has to say, because Meet Kevin is live right now. Again, Meet Kevin is somebody that I truly like to actually watch and react to. Just because he provides a shit ton of value, right, in terms of the financial markets itself. So yeah, I definitely want to see what Mr. Meet Kevin got to say here. But I'm watching gold, guys, right? I'm really tempted to buy gold at these levels right now, right? If I were to buy gold, stop will have to be below, all the way down below these lows down here, just to be safe, because this could come back down, maybe sweep out, you know, the initial news candle. But I still very much believe that we're going to be extremely bullish here, right? So I might take this buy here on gold, and a much wider stop is going to be a bigger stop than normal, just to account for possibilities of this going a little bit lower. But I do think that we go back bullish here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and take a buy here on gold. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to rock out to this gold. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rock out to this gold. All right, so you guys can see I did take the buy here on gold, and we're going to just let this play out. All right, it's either I'm accurate with what I believe, and I think that we are now going to see continuations. All right, again, remember, I'm literally walking you guys through everything, right? Remember what I told y'all. Like I said, gold typically spikes up. We typically have a pretty big correction. But then we usually, after that deep correction, we usually go in the direction that we truly expect, right? And that's what I'm going to be playing here with gold. All right, so we did take the buy on gold. I'm going to be targeting actually all the way back up to around at least the 2364s, right? At least the 2364s is really where I want to go ahead and target, probably even higher based off of this news. But, you know, we'll monitor that as it goes on. We'll monitor this together, obviously, throughout today and throughout next week as well. But yeah, we're going to ride this out, guys, and see if we can go ahead and, you know, catch some nice move here back to the upside. Let's see what we got here now. Let's see. How are you guys feeling in the chat, fam? Let me know how you guys are feeling in the chat, fam. Are you guys appreciating the value? Is this some solid value that I'm giving? Let me know in the chat, family. Let's see. Drop a like for the algo. Absolutely. All right. Happy Friday. What's going on, Linda? Happy Friday to you as well. Let's see, that also helps with bias of the market, period, because you're allowing data to guide and not what the eyes see. Yeah, I mean, it's important to do both, right? It's important to let the data dictate what can possibly happen, but you still got to use your eyes as well, right? As an opportunity to identify what price action is saying, right? Because I'm very big on fundamentals, but I understand the power of both, right? Like, we got to have a combination of both fundamentals and technical analysis. In my opinion, right? It's not needed, right? You know, when I started trading, guys, I was solely technical based, right? And I was literally just relying on technical analysis, and I was doing pretty good. But my trading elevated at a higher level, and I gained more confidence when I started adding fundamentals to the equation, right? That's just really what it is, right? I started adding a lot more confirmation in a sense with fundamentals, and that's what really just helped me personally out, take things up to another level, right? So we're going to see, you know, we're going to see if I'm right today. If I'm wrong, then so be it. You guys know how it is, right? You know, we're not here trying to be perfect traders. I know I'm not going to win 100% of my trades. It is what it is, but we're going to just go ahead and trade what we see, trade based off the data, and see if we're right. And if we're right, we're right. If we're wrong, then we're wrong. That's literally what it comes down to, right? But now that we actually watch this, he said Powell disappointed me. I think he switched his tone next event. That's hilarious, bro. Let's see. Hey there, bought gold in London session. Been waiting for this move. That's a big move for you, Hoodoo. That's a big move for you, man. I hope we can continue to go ahead and cash this to the upside, right? But yeah, family, I actually want to see with what Meet Kevin said on the actual release itself. So give me 1 second. I want to see what his thoughts were before we actually came out. Let me see. Where could we get Gibby, Biddy, bounce? All right, let's see. I want to see what Meet Kevin says here. I want to see his thoughts and opinions as well. I want to see if he believes the same way that I'm thinking, right? Let's see.
That And he's like, oh, and business, media on it. I'm sure it's not going to be very happy about J Powell.
Let's see.
That's a downtick. We've had a lot of 34.3.
I want to see if I'm on the same page as Mr. Meat Kevin here, man. That would be great if Meat Kevin has the same sentiment as I do. So let's see.
It has escalated from 34.2 in the beginning of the year, hovering at a level. Don't see that this one makes much difference. If we look at the labor force participation rate, it's hanging very steady here at 62.7.
Come on, bro. Give me what I want to give me, bro. What's up with this?
Of course, and prior to that, if you wanted to find a higher level of participation, it would have been 62.8. That would have been in November of last year. And finally, the U6, the underemployment rate. Many people really pay close attention.
So let's take a peek at TMF. We should see TMF moving up nicely here.
Which
I'm happy about J Powell.
I want the data. Where's the data
at? Unemployment. That's what we're going to pay attention to. We suspected that there was a high likelihood J Powell had sort of basically had the leak before everyone else. And we mentioned that in the J Powell live stream we did. We're like, he's probably going into this with the jobs data. So however he acts right now could be a leading tell for that jobs data. Boom, here it is. You got a dovish Powell. Powell said, hey, what really matters most is any kind of turning over on the jobs numbers. And here we go, finally. Yesterday I did a video where we talked about how much harder it is to actually get jobs right now in tech and
Big shout out to you, Tyson. I appreciate that $4.99, my brother. You always show massive love, bro, and it definitely means a lot, my brother. So thank you for supporting the channel, man. It means a lot, bro.
Than it was pre-COVID in those sectors. Let's listen in here to Rick's rant on it. I'm sure it's not going to be very happy about J Powell.
Come on, Kev. What's your thoughts on this, bro?
It's finally starting to show up in the employment data where, look, our average wage gains, honestly, have probably been somewhere around that 180,000 in about 30 seconds. So we'll get to go through this together. The jobs reporter itself will, my guess is be on the benign side. And if it's on the benign side, we don't really get anything super exciting out of it. Then what we'll really see is no real movement, maybe a slight move up in markets as you remove another potential negative. I think that's what the market's really caring about a lot right now, is removing negative catalysts. Although you've been also looking for some stronger earnings than expected. Okay, here we go. Oh wow. Okay, it comes in weaker than expected. There's your dovish Powell. That's why he's freaking dovish. 175 versus 240. Unemployment rate ticks up to 3.9. Wages on a month-over-month go up to 0.2 rather than 0.3. And 3.9 year over year. He almost certainly had a leak of this data first. You just had a prior revision, though, where you added 12,000 more jobs. But there it is. It's finally starting to show up in the employment data where, look, our average wage gains, honestly, have probably been somewhere around that 180,000. And 175 is basically right around there. So you're not actually seeing this large weakening. So it's not like 175 is really like bad. It's just way lower than expected. Wow. We were, again, expecting 240,000 and you got 175. My guess here is you have a J Powell who saw that and he's like, oh, yeah, unemployment. That's what we're going to pay attention to. We suspected that there was a high likelihood J Powell had sort of basically had the leak before everyone else. And we mentioned that in the J Powell live stream we did. We're like, he's probably going into this with the jobs data. So however he acts right now could be a leading tell for that jobs data. Boom, here it is. You got a dovish Powell. Powell said, hey, what really matters most is any kind of turning over on the jobs numbers. And here we go, finally. Yesterday I did a video where we talked about how much harder it is to actually get jobs right now in tech and finance and business, media, basically.
Let's see, just found your channel 3 days ago, fam. So far, one of the best. I appreciate that, Local Urban. Definitely means a lot, my brother. Hopefully, I can continue to provide you with massive value, man. Let's get it.
Very happy about J Powell.
Let's see the Dixie shake back. Okay, so he didn't really go into crazy into his thoughts. I was hoping not Jerome Powell. I was hoping me Kevin, gave me a little bit more sentiment as to what he thinks the market can do off of that data, but he really didn't say much. He was shocked that the numbers came out the way they did, essentially saying that finally we're starting to see a crack in the labor market, which has been the most resilient thing we've been dealing with, guys, for the past 2 years. Right, the labor market being as resilient as it is the main reason why we didn't actually go through like a quote unquote real recession. Right, because we've always had a super strong labor market. Right, our unemployment rate, guys, is damn near historically low. Right, even as we started to see an uptick, right, our unemployment rate is still extremely low, especially if you compare our labor market numbers compared to every other country in the world. Like, we're still at the top of the top when it comes to labor, right? So that is essentially why we never actually went through those recessions, even throughout COVID, when we went through that period of time where we had GDP produce 2 negative quarters back to back, which is the definition of a recession. They eventually changed the definition and started to add more things to it, including these labor numbers, right? So these labor numbers are a big reason why we never actually went into a real recession, because we still had a lot of people working, right? Even if we had our GDP, our economy contracting, we still had a lot of people making money, right? A lot of people were still out there surviving, right? Even as inflation was increasing, people were still able to go ahead and find more jobs and find more employment. Guys, we had millions of open jobs right now, right? Millions of job openings right now. So even if people are losing their job, it's easy for them to go find other ones, right? And that's why the market is reacting, or reacted the way it did. And that's why the Fed ended up changing the definition of a recession 2-3 years ago, right? It's interesting stuff, right? Very interesting stuff to really think about, right? But let me see give me some thoughts in the chat, family. Give me some thoughts in the chat, family. What are you guys' thoughts right now on this, right? For one, how many of you guys are into fundamental analysis, and how many of you guys are solely based off technicals? Let me know in the chat. Let me take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is probably flying too. Oh yeah. Family, I literally wrote a post yesterday on Facebook. Again, I love Facebook because I'm able to just express my thoughts. I mean, what does Facebook say when you're going to make a post? What are you thinking? Or some shit like that, right? What's on your mind, Abel? Well, I always express my mind, right? And I've been expressing my mind on crypto since 2016, 2017, right? So if we come to my Facebook, look at this post that I made, right? Let me see, where is it? I just be talking mad shit here, by the way, on Facebook. Mad shit, I'm not even gonna lie, right? But look at this right here. This is a post that I made yesterday, right? I said Bitcoin fell to 56,000, but with this tone that Jerome Powell currently has in his press conference, that will probably be the low for some time, and we could see the crypto markets rallying now. What is the crypto markets rallying from? From this 56,000 low, right? If we listen to Abel, we're up around 6% off of that low, okay? I just want to go into the comments real quick, right? Because a lot of people were saying, Abel, you're tripping, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. I think we go a lot lower. And shout out to them. Everybody's definitely more than able to have their own thoughts and opinions. But my thoughts and my opinions don't come from just random spiel, right? Like, everything that I bring up and everything that I talk about is always from a place of using data to back my thoughts and my opinions, right? So, again, I love to write stuff here on Facebook because it's stuff that really stays here for a while. It's even crazy too. Like, the other day, I even shared, actually on my story, right? On my story, I actually shared this picture. Did it go away? Look at this picture right here. Right, this is a post that I made on Facebook in 2017. Right, in 2017. Like, how many of you guys were even investing into Bitcoin in 2017? Not many people were, right? I think Bitcoin was maybe like $600, $700, $800 at this time. Right, and I told everybody in 2017, this Bitcoin documentary, Banking on Bitcoin, it actually might still be on Netflix. I don't know. They might have taken it down. I don't know. Right, but like, look at this, right? Bitcoin documentary on Netflix. If you really want to know how cryptos came to existence, then you must watch this. This is 2017, family, right? How long ago was that? 6 years ago? 6 years ago? Right, and everything is documented when it comes to crypto, man. I called out the low, I called out the high of the market. Like, I just been on point when it comes to Facebook and my analysis as a whole, man. And it's been phenomenal to see. Right, but let's go ahead and take back a look at our gold, family. Again, I told y'all we did take the buy here on gold off of that data. We did experience a little bit of a drawdown period, but as of right now, we are pushing back to the upside again, based off the data itself. And I could be wrong, guys. I could be perceiving it wrong. And the market might, still go against us, which is why I don't over leverage. Even if I'm confident with the fundamental data, guys, that is not a reason to over leverage, right? There's no reason whatsoever to over leverage when you're trading, right? Because even if we're right about the data, the market still might want to go for some more liquidity before we actually get that move. There's always that possibility, right? So we don't ever go crazy, right? We got to make sure we manage risk, guys, right? Managing risk is one of the most important things that we have to be aware of, okay? So with that said, we're still looking good. We're finally back in profit. I truly believe, and I could be wrong here, but I do believe that we do see right, I truly believe that we do see more upside here, which is why I ended up taking the buy. But we just gotta let this thing play out, and if we're right about this, then we're right. If we're wrong and the market does something like this instead, then guess what? I'm still gonna be bullish. At that point, I'll just make the assumption that maybe the market needs to find more liquidity to actually give us the move that we want. And if we sweep these lows at 22.92, then at that point, I would just be looking for another buy opportunity, because then there's probably a shit ton of liquidity down here that we could take advantage of, right? And liquidity is important, guys, because liquidity is the fuel that moves price. Write that somewhere, right? That's a nugget. That's a bar. That's a key. Liquidity is the fuel that moves price, right? So if you want to get a big move in price, you better be taking those trades in high liquid areas, right? That's why we hear so much talk about liquidity now in the trading space, because liquidity is what's needed to really cause big moves in price. Okay, so I'm bullish here, extremely bullish. We took the buy. We're gonna let this ride out. Our stop is down here at these lows. If we get stopped out, and I keep on repeating myself because I want you guys to understand the game plan. If for whatever reason, hypothetically, hopefully it doesn't, but if this were to come down and stop us out, I'm looking for another buy below here, right? Because now there's going to be a lot of, in my opinion, a lot of liquidity that's built up down here that can now give us enough fuel to go higher if this level doesn't work. Family, are we all the same here? Are we all on the same page? Go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat real quick if we're on the same page. Go ahead and drop a 3 in the chat, family, if we're on the same page right here. Right, I want to make sure. I want to make sure we're at the same page here, right? And I like to always just double check real quick, right? I want to make sure. All right, let me see what you guys are talking about now. Abel is fire. Great markets overview. I appreciate that. Got to use both if you want to be an Abel. Abel been calling in shots. I mean, again, it's just whatever works best for you, right? I don't ever want to force what I do on anybody, and then just make it not work for them. But I just truly believe, it's dope to be a technical trader, guys, and be profitable. But I believe you'll be even more profitable if you add fundamentals to it and you just understand what I understand, right? And the thing is, I'm not the best neither, right? Like I really started to, guys, I've been trading for 9 years now. Like 6 of those years was just strictly technicals, right? Like 6 of those years. 3 of those 6 is me being profitable, right? My first 2-3 years was me not making no money whatsoever, right? I was losing, blowing account for 3 years. Then the next 3 years after that, solely off of technicals, I was doing good. I was being consistent. I had a phenomenal trading year back in like 2019, right, where I made my first 6 figures ever in 1 year trading, right? So it took me 4 years essentially, right? 3 years of inconsistency in blown accounts. By the 4th year, I had some consistency and I was starting to see consistent withdrawals. By the 5th year is where I had my final breakout year, right, of my first 6 figures trading year, right? And obviously I had a lot of other, money coming in as well at that time that also helped, and then ever since then, by year 7, that's when I added fundamentals to the equation, right? Year 6, year 7, that's when I started to add fundamentals, and everything has just really been a little bit more clear than it was just solely relying off of technicals, right? So that's like essentially, my journey and my process, right? So hopefully it could, help some of you guys out, right? Because I know there's a lot of y'all that have been, trading for a few years now. I know there's some of y'all that are brand new to the niche, right? Brand new to the industry. And I just want to make sure you understand, like, my story isn't the same story as a lot of people that say, oh yeah, I became profitable within my first year. And there's a lot of stories like that out there. Mine wasn't that, all right? It took me 3 years to finally see some type of consistency. right? And then by the 4th year is where I had a crazy phenomenal year, and that's essentially what changed everything. And by the 5th year is where I eventually left my job, and now I haven't actually by 4th year is where I left my job, and I haven't had a job in 4 years now, right? Because of this, right? And it's not just trading. I want to make this clear. I don't only make money through trading, right? That's just crazy if that's what you're trying to do, right? You never want to just solely rely on trading as a source of income, right? But when I had that breakout year, I also had different ways that I was making money, right? So that also helped like crazy on top of my job, right? I was getting paid back then. I was getting paid like $17 an hour at the warehouse that I was at. $17 an hour back then, shit, I was living like a king, right? I was goated, right? Because I thought that was a lot of money back then when I was making $17 an hour, right? So I had a lot of extra income that I was also able to now put into the markets that also helped out, but only relying on trading is extremely dangerous, and I don't ever recommend anybody to do it. I mean, why do you think, family, the traders that do become profitable end up selling courses, end up having mentorships? Is because it's a business, right? We got to be able to have multiple streams of income, right? And obviously, like, yeah, if you're knowledgeable on what you do and you have results to back it up and you want to teach people, you can do it for free like what I'm doing. But either way, guys, to be honest, like, you guys are getting this for free, but I'm also going to be earning money from YouTube, right? YouTube is going to be cutting me a check based on the ad revenue that shows up on these streams. If there is, I don't even know if ads show up on the stream or not. Somebody correct me wrong. Family, do ads show up for you guys? Let me know. Because I don't know if ads show up or not. I don't know if the setting is set or not. I don't know. Right? But there's ads. Like, I'm gonna be getting paid from YouTube from these live streams. I'm gonna be getting paid from YouTube from the content I created on YouTube, right? The videos that I end up making. So even though you guys are getting this for free, there's always money that can be made on the back end. All right. So again, that's just another stream of income that now I have into my life that I don't solely have to rely on trading. Okay. So hopefully this is making sense, family, because this is super valuable and this is stuff that we got to be aware of, man. Because again, I see so many traders that leave their job to trade and now they're stuck with only one stream of income. And when all it takes is a couple bad trades, a losing streak, and now you're really struggling, and that's just dangerous, right? And that's what I would never want to see any of you guys go through, ever. Okay, so I'm glad that we got that little spiel out the way, family. But as of right now, again, gold is just still chilling. We're barely in profit. Like, this is nothing to celebrate whatsoever. I will be happy if we can come and now fill this wick. Once we fill this wick back up to the upside, guys, I will be moving my stops to break even to protect myself and then just letting this thing ride out. If we can get up there. So we'll continue to see. Let's see. No, yes, they do. Yes. No, I have paid YouTube subscription, ad free. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So again, if there is ads that show up, it's YouTube throwing them ads in there. It's not me placing these ads. But yeah, that is another way for me to make money. So. But we'll see. And I'm gonna really break down the game for you guys, family, on how these traders really make money. I'm gonna be breaking down the game. Right, because I ain't gonna hold nothing back from y'all, right? I'm not a gatekeeper, right? Like, drop no gatekeeping in the chat, family. Drop no gatekeeping in the chat. If you guys really want to know the ins and outs of this industry, I've been in this industry long enough to know exactly how everything operates. I know every top player in the game and exactly how they monetize their business, how they monetize their likeness. So if y'all really want me to not gatekeep nothing from y'all, I won't gatekeep shit, and I'll tell you guys every single play. Right, obviously on how we make money trading, how we make money outside of trading, right? How we leverage our influence to make money, right? Because you now built a following and you can monetize that, whether it's through broker links, affiliate links through different platforms, right? Whether it's just taking advantage of YouTube ad revenue. Family, did you guys know? Let me put y'all on game real quick, right? Did you guys know that people that create content around trading actually get paid a big bag on YouTube? And I'm not talking about like the live stream. I'm talking about just regular edited content, right? Like, they make a lot of money, right? In fact, like, there could be a YouTuber right now that can get 50,000 views on a video, right? And then we have a big celebrity that gets 1 million views on a YouTube video. And the person that created content around trading at 50,000 views will get paid more than the vlogger that has 1 million views. Why do you think that is? like I said, I'm gonna put y'all on, family. I'm gonna put y'all on game. Right? The reason why a trader that's making content and gets 50,000 views can get paid more on that video from somebody that dropped 1,000,000 views is because the CPM is different, right? The cost per milli is different. The CPM that we get paid is different, right? A trader gets paid at the highest level possible of CPM, right? Like our CPM as a trader is $15, $20 per 1,000 views, sometimes even higher, $30, $40 per views. But yeah, we have these vlogging channels, we have the prank channels, we have all these channels that are doing a lot of just random stuff. They're getting like $3, $4 every 1,000 views, right? So trust me, the traders that y'all see that have a lot of views on every video they drop, they're getting paid a bag on YouTube, like a bag. I mean, just drop any trader in the chat, right? Drop your guys. Who else do you guys watch on YouTube? Family, they're not gonna tell you this stuff. They're not going to tell you this stuff, right? What Abel is to tell y'all, right? Name somebody in the chat that you guys follow here on YouTube. Another day trader. Right? I want to look at their most recent video real quick, right? Obviously, I'm not going to be able to tell you the exact number that they get, but they get a bag. Right? They get a bag. I'm telling y'all, they're getting paid a bag. There's traders out here that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month by simply creating content on YouTube. Right, because again, the CPM is so higher, right? Let's see. You said Trading Fanatic. I never actually heard of Trading Fanatic. Let's see what Trading Fanatic is looking like. And again, I'm not listening. You guys can watch whoever you guys want, you know what I'm saying? But let's see. So Trading Fanatic, his last video. Let's see. His last video, he's not. I mean, he's getting views, but he's not getting that much. He ended up getting his last video around 3,000 views. 3,000 views. He's probably making like. Probably let's just give him $20 every 1,000, so he's probably making like $60 off that video. So he's not making that much. But when you add up all the videos in a month, he's probably making like $1,000 a month off of YouTube, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, give or take a couple $100, right, Mr. Trading Fanatic? Because it seems like he's only dropping like maybe 6 videos a month. We get paid once a month on YouTube here. Every 21st of the month, they cut the check. They cut the chizzy check. All right, so yeah, he's making probably like around $1,000, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, give or take $100, a couple $100, Mr. Trading Fanatic here, based off his views and how consistently he posts. Let's see, Trader Nick. Trader Nick is another one that I obviously Trader Nick has been in the space for a minute now, man, and I truly respect his consistency, right? You know, because that boy is posting, bro. Like Trader Nick has probably dropped 1,000+ videos so far, you know, on YouTube, right? Dropping numerous video after video, right? So let's see, he got 2.4 thousand videos. 2.4 thousand videos. And the thing with a lot of his content is what's called evergreen content, right? Where it is valuable today, just like it's valuable a year from now, right? So Trader Nick is making a bag. He's probably making anywhere between 50 to 100,000 a month, if not more. I'm honestly probably changing him. He's probably making like, probably not a month. He's probably making like 10 to 30,000, 40,000 a month off of YouTube. And I could be way off, obviously. But based on how consistent he is with dropping videos, he doesn't get the crazy views like a lot of these other influencers do. Right? He doesn't get like the big time views. Like he gets like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5,000, maybe 10,000 views a video. But he drops consistently. Like he doesn't miss a day. Right? Having 2,000 videos that people can watch whenever now, that shit compounds, right? So he's probably making minimum, in my opinion, $10,000, $20,000 a month. And I could be way wrong here, right? But just based how I know YouTube, he's probably making a nice amount for sure. See, me Kevin is making millions a month. Like me Kevin is making millions a month. I'm not even gonna lie. Me Kevin is making millions a month on YouTube. Because again, the type of content he talks about entrepreneurship a lot. Entrepreneurship based content produces a higher CPM, right? Which is great. And he gets a lot of views. Like me Kevin is getting big boy views. Like he ain't getting no little boy views. Like me go to his main channel. And he got multiple channels too. He got his live channel. He got his regular main channel that has 2 million subs. Like look at his last video got 33,000 views, 2470K. Like he has videos here that went from millions, 2 million, 1.7 million, Yeah, me Kevin is getting an absolute bag off of YouTube just from ad revenue. And then when you add in, right, when you add in all of his affiliate commissions, when you add in all the programs that he offers, because he obviously offers a shit ton of programs as well, courses and things, he's up there, family. He's making a lot of money. In my opinion, he's making high six figures, if not seven figures a month off of YouTube. He's making a bag, dead ass. That's why he's making so much. But he also drops a lot of videos, right? Me Kevin has thousands of videos, and there's times where he drops 2-3 videos a day. Right? When we were going through COVID, he was the #1 dude that actually blew up during COVID because he was just doing updates on it. He was dropping 2, 3, 4 videos a day. That shit adds up. So he's making, again, I'll be surprised if he's not making nowhere close to $1 million a month off of YouTube. He's a bag. He's up there. Let's see. Swaggy C. Swaggy C is another one, right? Been in the space for a minute. Highly respect Swaggy. He's making a bag, right? Swaggy doesn't post as consistently as he used to, but he gets a shit ton of views. Like, if you look at Swaggy's videos, like, he's getting views, right? He has his last video was 3 weeks ago, but he got 30,000 views, 60,000 to 130, 40,000, 50,000, 100. He has a video from 2 months ago that went from almost 200,000, 3 months, 200,000. He has countless videos that have touched, he has one video that touched 1 million. Like, he's making a bag, man. A bag off of YouTube. Minimum probably 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month. Just based off of his views. If he was posting a lot more consistently, bro, like if he was posting one a day, he'd be making $1 million a month. If he was posting at least once a week consistently like he used to, he'll be making a shit ton more. But Swaggy's definitely getting a bag for sure off YouTube, right? And because of that influence that he has been able to build, which is, again, warranted. He's the thing about Swaggy, and again, I ain't no hater, family. That's why I'm able to talk about this stuff, right? I respect everybody that just comes out here and creates content. You know, the thing that I like about Swaggy the most is his level of production is next level. Like, if you guys ever watch a Swaggy video, like, that shit is engaging as hell. Like, he's somebody that I look up to when it comes to creating content on YouTube. Like, I literally try to duplicate a lot of the shit that he does because he's that good at production. The quality of his videos are crazy. Probably the best in this industry that we have right now, in my opinion. Right? Because when you match the quality of the videos with the storytelling that he has with it, yeah, there's a reason why he blew up the way that he did, and there's a reason why he gets the views that he does, man. The quality of the videos is next level, right? So big shout out to Swaggy, man. That boy's crushing it, and I only wish nothing but success on him, more success. Let's see, yeah, he got like 7 kids. Yeah, me Kevin actually just had triplets, which is crazy. Like, imagine having triplets. Like, what? Like, that's crazy to get triplets. Let's see. Recently started watching Oliver Velez. I never heard of Oliver Velez. Who is Oliver? Oliver Velez. He's from Brazil. Oh, he got 1.7 thousand videos, 300,000 subs. Man, I can't wait till we over here. I can't wait till our family. I can't wait till us. We all get past that 100K mark. That's gonna be a monumental moment for me. That's like a milestone for every YouTuber, right? 100K subs to get that plaque, right? To get the nice 100K plaque is just like a goal for every YouTuber. So I can't wait till we get there. But Mr. Oliver Velez, man, he's super consistent. Again, dropping at least a video a day. It seems like he has 17. Guys, the amount of videos somebody has, you have to take that into account. Right, because there's still videos that he created years ago that are still getting views today, right? And all that stuff bows up, right? All that stuff really adds up together. So again, he's probably making a shit ton of money as well, right? 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month just solely off of YouTube's ad revenue. That's not even counting anything else that he does. That's not counting from his trading profit. That's not counting from any affiliate links that he has if he's offering that. That's not counting from any offers that he creates, whether it's a course, a mentorship, whatever it is. And that's not even counting anything besides trading, right? Like, he's making a bag, right? Mr. Oliver Velez here, just because of how consistent he is. He's getting some decent views as well. He's making a bag. Making a bag for sure. I never even heard of him neither, which is crazy. I feel like I done seen damn near everybody at one point. Let's see what we got here. Slim off Chart Addicts. Shout out to ChartX, man. ChartX is my brother, man. Roy is my brother. You know, I've known Roy for years now. I think I first met Roy, who's the owner of Chart Addicts. I met him 2018, 2017. I actually went and did an event for him. I actually taught and educated at an event for the Chart Addicts team before they even thought about creating Chart Addicts. You know, and I got nothing but love and respect for my brother Roy, man. He's always looked out for me, always showed me mad love, and vice versa, man. But he's making a decent amount too. Again, he doesn't get as many views as he used to back in the day, especially when he was the podcast king. You know, before all these other podcasters came out. You know, Roy was one of the first people doing podcasts with the traders, right? And so those videos were getting a shit ton of views. His most recent videos really don't do as good as they could, for some whatever reason. But he's still making a decent amount. You know, he's probably making a few $1,000s up to maybe anywhere from, like, in my guess, this is just a guess. I don't really know, right? I don't see their back end, right? But he's probably making a couple thousand to maybe 4, 5,000, 6,000 a month, just based off what I see in like his numbers. The thing again, if he would have never stopped with doing those podcast style interviews that he did, he would probably still be making a lot more, right? Just because those podcasts are really what's hitting right now. I don't know why he stopped doing it as much as he used to. But when he was consistent a couple years ago, man, he was making a lot more back then for sure. But he's still making a couple thousand a month. In my opinion, I think maybe a couple thousand a month off of that. I could be wrong though, but yeah, shout out to my brother Roy, man. Again, somebody that I truly respect. If you guys really want to learn from somebody that really is good at fundamental analysis too, like Roy is another one, right? Roy is another very, very credible source from the fundamental side of things, right? Extremely knowledgeable, right? He used to work at a massive bank. I think he used to be like a financial advisor for a big bank. I forgot what bank it was, but like he used to be like a financial advisor for a big bank, right? So Roy is extremely knowledgeable when it comes to economics and the fundamentals of the markets. You know, so he's definitely somebody that I was able to pick up a couple things from for sure. So shout out to him, man. Going crazy. That's my brother, man. Let's see, trades by Psy. Don't know who that is. Trades by Psy. Trades by Psy. I mean, he got 80,000 subs. He only got 11 videos though. Right? He doesn't have that many videos. He only has 11 videos, but these videos are doing numbers. I'm not even gonna lie. His first video, 57K, 26K, 19, 76K, 42K, 32K. He got a video from 7 months ago that went almost 230K. And then 114K. So he doesn't have that many videos, trade by side, but the views are crazy. Like, he's definitely getting some good solid views on these videos. Now again, the lack of videos is what's gonna hurt him, because he could be making so much. But he's getting some crazy views. Like, only 11 videos, and a few of them already got over 100K. He's making a couple dollars off of this. I don't know exactly how much, but I'm pretty sure he's making at least a couple thousand off of these videos, if not way more. It's just he just doesn't post often whatsoever. Only 11 videos. I don't know. He might have created a lot more early on and probably just hid them, right? Because you can obviously hide videos from showing up. So he might have a shit ton. You just hid them. I just don't know. Let's see. Zuriaki VG game. Shout out to my brother Tyrone, man. That's Tyrone's channel, right? Zuriaki. All right. Shout out to my brother Tyrone, man. Again, Tyrone, that's my brother, man. So I don't know exactly how much he's making. But he doesn't get that many views on his videos because that channel specifically is more like a vlogging channel for him, right? The Zuriaki one, that's like a vlogging channel more than anything, especially like the edited videos. It's more vlogging. Now, he does do live streams as well. I don't know exactly how much he's making, but yeah, shout out to my brother Tyrone, man. Zuriaki. He just doesn't get the views that he deserves. Right, because again, Tyrone is extremely good with production as well, right? He's very good at editing videos, creating content. Like, that's something he's really good at. It's just, I think him switching and doing both trading and then doing like this thing that he's doing now, where he's like essentially, what is those people called, right? What are those dudes called that go overseas to find women overseas and get married to women overseas? What are those dudes called? I know the name of this stuff, man. But either way, like he ended up mixing his trading content with that style of content where it's more vlogs about women and overseas, and I think that's what's hurting his viewership like crazy. because he's not getting that many views. So I don't think he's really making too much of a bag on YouTube. I mean, I'm not even making that much of a bag on YouTube because I haven't been consistent, guys. Like, I literally only make $200-300 a month off of YouTube right now. Right? I make $200-300 a month off of YouTube. Now, the crazy thing is, $200-300 a month is still great because I haven't been consistent at all for like 3 years, 4 years. Right? But 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, guys, when I was on YouTube and I was creating content every single day I was dropping a video, I was making like $4,000 or $5,000 a month in like 2018, 2019. Right? Actually, it was like 2017, 2018. No, 2018, 2019 is more actually better. Where I was making like $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but that's because I was dropping videos every single day. Every single day I was dropping video after video after video. Right? But then I ended up joining IM as an educator, and I ended up having to put the channel on the back burner because it would have been a conflict of interest, and that kind of like died my whole channel down. So y'all see I got 20,000 subs, but you guys will also notice that the viewership is ass. It's because I got to revive this channel. Right? I got to revive this channel. Right? I really got to revive it. Right? And that's why we're going to be consistent this year, and we going to revive this channel back this year. Right? Because I got to get back to that mark where I'm making a few $1,000s a month. Right? I'm grateful for the 200-300 that I'm still getting with literally no effort for 2-3 years, which is crazy. Still making the money every month, even if it's a couple $100s for literally doing nothing for the past 2 years. I'll take it. Right? I'll take it all day long, right? You know, but we gonna get back. You know, we gonna get this channel back activated. My goal by the end of the year is 100K subs, so we'll see if we can get there for sure. And I'm gonna get there by creating, you know, valuable content and just providing you guys with a lot of great, you know, a lot of great material. But let's see. I never heard of him either. The algorithm recommended. I researched him and I was shocked. I didn't even know him. Yeah, I didn't know Oliver either. I'm looking to Mr. Oliver. See what he got. Let's see here. Juvier Gems, man. Mr. Juvier Gems. He is, I don't even got to bring his channel up because he's making a bag. Right? Again, I found him last crypto cycle. Right? Because the last crypto cycle, he was talking heavy about cryptocurrencies. Right? Like in 2020, he was going heavy on crypto. So I ended up tuning in. He creates a lot of great content. But yeah, he's somebody that makes a bag off of YouTube because he's consistent. You know, he drops a few videos a month, but his views are pretty good. You know, he gets 18, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views a video. So, you know, he's definitely making a bag. And just the fact that he has a solid rotation of videos, whether it's trading and crypto. And now he's also tapping into both of those lanes, both the cryptocurrency community and the day trading community. You know, he's always going to benefit because both of those niches pay out a crazy CPM. Right, a crazy CPM. So he's making a nice little bag as well for sure. I don't know exactly how much. Again, everything that I'm saying here, guys, I could be on the money. I could be way off, by the way. Right, nothing is set in stone. These numbers that I'm giving, I'm just going based off of a random guess because that's what it is. It's an educated guess based on what I think the CPM is because I believe most of these trader CPMs close to like $15 to $20 per 1,000 views. So I could be wrong here. I just want to make that clear, right? Because I don't want nobody to rewatch this video. One of these guys that I'm talking about, be like, yo, he was way off. Listen, if you rewatch this video that I'm talking about your channel, if I'm off, then I'm off, right? I'm just going with guesstimates more than anything, man. But yeah, so Juvier, again, he's been dominating. He's been crushing it. You know, he got 500,000 subs. He gets 20,000, at least 20,000 views a video. So he's doing pretty good for himself again. You know, probably making 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month, off, if not more, off of YouTube alone. Making a bag. Let's see. Yeah, the Passport Bros. That's what Tyrone is, right? Tyrone is on his Passport Bro vibe. He really is. Let's see. Your transparency is everything. Listen, like I told y'all, family, didn't I mention no gatekeeping? Right? I ain't gatekeeping nothing. Right? I ain't gatekeeping nothing. Right? We're going to keep it real and authentic on this channel. Right? We're going to give you guys the real game, the real vibes on anything trading related. Even if it's strategy, if it's about how other traders make money. Now, I'm not going to be pocket watching and look for exact numbers. I'll give you guys ranges because I'm not a pocket watcher. But I know that a lot of these dudes is making a shit ton of money. Just being honest. All right. So let's see what else we got here. Eric Corin, Crypto. Also Coyote Zombie. I never heard of any of them dudes. Let's see. Eric Corin. Eric Corin. Eric Corin. Yeah, I can't find Eric Corin. Eric Corin Crypto and Crypto Zombie. Is that the same person? Crypto Zombie? Crypto Zombie. He got 1.5 thousand videos on his channel. That's a lot of videos. 200,000 subs, 260,000. Yeah, he's doing numbers. Right? Mr. Crypto Zombie here is getting paid off of ad revenue. Now, this is the thing, family, right? This is with the expectation that they're actually letting ads run on their streams. We don't have to turn on monetization. I don't know why you wouldn't, right? But you don't have to monetize videos, by the way. You can always turn it off, right? I highly doubt none of these dudes are doing that because obviously we want the money, we want the bag. But Crypto Zombie is definitely making a bag, right? And I'm pretty sure throughout this year, as the crypto market really starts to spiral up even more and go crazy even more, he's only going to make more and more, right? Because once Bitcoin starts to really go back towards its all-time high, guess what's going to happen on YouTube? Oh, what is Bitcoin? How to get involved in Bitcoin? How to get started? How to do this? How to do that, right? Activity increases as crypto market goes nuts too, right? So that's probably going to obviously help them out like crazy. But Crypto Zombie's definitely getting a bag for sure. Absolutely getting a bag. Let's see. Long time where you been? What's going on, Mike? Man, I'm back, man. It's our first week back. Where was I? I was working with my own private community, man. We had our own private community called the Profit Society that we were doing our thing on, man. We ended up running for a year, but then I ended up deciding that I wanted to do my own thing just so I can come back to YouTube with you guys. Like, I don't think you guys believe what I say this, right? But you can ask the guys that I was working with, right? Like, I literally stopped the Profit Society. I decided I was the main person that wanted to separate myself because I really wanted to come back to YouTube. Like, this ain't no lying, right? I stopped a consistent income with the Profit Society. We were getting paid out every single month. Every single week we were getting a check, right, for providing the live trade room. But I wanted to come back to YouTube, right? Just because I feel like my brand will grow better. In the long run, I'll eventually end up making more money than I was over there. I took a pay cut stopping the Profit Society and coming to YouTube. But I do it because I see the vision is a lot bigger for me here on YouTube. I'm able to be exposed to a much wider audience. Right? I mean, some of you guys probably just found me today, which is phenomenal. And that's what I'm focused on, right? I want to be able to get this brand of mine, Wealthy Visions, to really go global, right? Even though it kind of is now because of where I used to work at in IM, right? Me being an educator, I kind of did go everywhere, but like I want to get back into that, right? Where I'm able to really educate on a global level. And I feel like the Profit Society, we were kind of capped at like how many people we were able to bring in because our warm audience was completely tapped out. Right, so that's just me being transparent with y'all. So I literally left that to come here with y'all. So, and that's why I'm here about. That's what I'm excited for. Let's see, Jessica Lane. Shout out to Jessica. I don't know her personally, but I have seen her on a few podcasts, and she's doing her thing over there on a few podcasts. Let me see. I don't know what her channel's looking like though. I don't even. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. I mean, she's getting decent views. She's just not consistent. Yeah, she's just not consistent. That's really like the biggest issue for her. Like, she dropped a video 11 days ago, then before that 10 months ago, right? Her live stream, she did a live stream 4 days ago, then 2 weeks, then a couple months ago. She's not as consistent as she could be. She would make a lot more if she was consistent, obviously, but she's still making a couple dollars because at least whenever she does drop, she get a few thousand views. But I don't, and I could be wrong here. Like I said, everything is just my opinions. But I don't think she's making too much off of YouTube, to be honest. Not as much as all these other dudes we've been talking about. Let's see, and family, just quick update. We are down right here. I am down on this gold. Again, I was looking for some longs on gold based off of the data, but I also gave you guys a secondary play, right? If this didn't go, and the fact that we didn't come and start to break up already, like that is kind of concerning here. But we're going to let this rock out. If it does stop me out, remember what I told y'all. Right, this dropping could just be us seeking more liquidity before the next big move, right? Because I am going to be shocked if we don't actually see higher pricing. Now, this is the other thing that we have to be aware of, right? And I did just get stopped out. That's my second L of the week out of like 7 trades, which is not bad at all. We'll take that. It is what it is, right? We called out like 6 trades this week, 2 L's, a few break evens, but we still made money because whenever we go break even, we take partials and then a W, which is cool, right? Not bad. But this is what I told y'all, right? If we come down here, we could just be seeking for more liquidity to now go to the upside. Because based off the data itself, I think indices and assets should be running, right? Now let's see these indices are still holding up pretty strong here, right? So why is gold still dropping? And indices held up pretty strong. What are foreign currencies doing? Foreign currencies are trying to come back as well here. What's the dollar doing real quick? Yeah, the dollar's trying to pull back. Listen, I'm calling. I think I'm going to be calling I think I'm going to be still looking for some longs here off of this. I want to see how we play off of now that we set these lows. Right, we have officially took out these lows. I might end up looking for a re-entry. Just wait on me though. I'll tell you guys. You guys will see it when I actually jump back in, by the way. Like y'all will see it. It's going to be on the screen showing up. But I want to see how we close here, right? Because again, we could just be seeking more liquidity now, and that's what probably the market was waiting for. Because the market has been already moving, guys, based on what happened on Wednesday, right, with Jerome Powell and his stance. So we might need a little bit of a liquidation of everybody that was already buying the market because of Jerome Powell, and now with this stance that we had today. I'm calling a fluke on this, right? I want to see how we play here because I do want to eventually see if we can still go long here. Now we're going to be patient. We're not going to just force anything. I already took an L, so we're not here to force anything whatsoever. But we are going to keep our eyes on it, watch it, and if we do get an entry signal, if we do get a reason to go ahead and jump back in, then we will. All day long. All day long, right? But let's go ahead and go back into pocket watching. It's low-key, that's what we're like. Even though I just said we're not pocket watching, that's low-key what I'm doing. So let's go back into pocket watching a little bit, right? Let's see what we got here. Please tell us more about the prop firms. I mean, what do you want to know specifically about prop firms? I'll tell you everything about prop firms. Again, no gatekeeping, family. Right, that's going to be our motto. I need to put that somewhere on the screen. Right? No gatekeeping. Let me see. Where we got. No gatekeeping will happen here. Right, no gatekeeping will happen here whatsoever. Right, we not gatekeeping a damn thing for my family. You guys are my family, right? So we not gatekeeping nothing. And hopefully people don't feel away, and if they do feel away, I can give two shits about it. I really don't care. I will only feel away if somebody feels away if I actually have a relationship with them. If I don't got a relationship with them, then I don't give two shits about it. Right? No gatekeeping. No gatekeeping whatsoever, family. All right, and I'm going to keep my eye on gold here, right? I'm going to keep my eye on gold because we might get a nice now that we got this, especially if you're familiar with a live OB. Right, if you understand what the concept of a live OB is, that's what we want to look for now down here. Right, we want to look for a live OB situation that can give us another entry to get back in here. Right, we're gonna see here. We are getting this 1 minute engulfing. 1 minute engulfing live OBs are a little bit riskier, but I'm definitely comfortable with taking it if that's what the market gives us. Right, so we're gonna keep our eyes on this gold, guys. Again, I did just take an L on it, but I'm calling the fluke. I think that this is just seeking liquidity, and I think we still eventually turn bullish here. But we'll see. Let's see. I believe you probably reach more people. I believe so as well. That's me. My friend sent me here today. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to your friend, whoever he is, man. Let's give a round of applause to your friend. Man. Whoever your friend is, man, that's a good guy or a good girl. And they deserve to be celebrated for recommending you to come here. Right, it means a lot. I appreciate y'all, man. So we're gonna go ahead and give a little round of applause for that friend. And it was Luli, of course, Luli. I should have knew, Luli, you was doing that. Again, another round of applause for Luli. Come on now. Luli's been showing up for a while. Super consistent with me. Always shows up. Great energy. And I love that, right? I love that. Absolutely. All right, so let's see what we got here now, fam. I'm still watching this. Again, remember, now that we took out liquidity at these lows, this can be an area where we do see this market finally show us what we want. Right? We're just going to be patient with this, though. We're not going to force it. Again, we already took a loss. We don't really want to take no careless trades just because we lost. That's a big thing that people struggle with, right? Is they take a loss and they try to revenge trade. We're not revenge traders here. We want to make sure we still take logical trades. It just got to make sense, right? We did get a nice little 1 minute engulfing down here below these fresh lows, which is cool. Still want to see a little bit more, though. See what we get here. What we got, 2 minutes from the 5 minute. Okay, now we're starting to break up. I might take another little, I'm going to take a little stab here, family, but it's going to be super small. Super light risk. I'm not going to go crazy here. But I do think that we can probably see this thing now start to rebound. Again, I could be wrong here. I could be wrong here. I want to make sure this right. So I'm only going to be risking like 200 bucks. Not nothing crazy, but I am taking this again. All right, and it's a logical trade in my opinion. Because again, we did sweep fresh liquidity now. Took out all these stop losses, including my own that were built up here. And now we're just going to let this ride out. And if I take another loss, then I'm done for the day. I'm done for the week, right? But we're going to take that. Again, you don't have to do what I do, guys, especially if you're new to the stream. You know, I highly encourage you guys just to watch and see how I operate. And if you like what I do, then you can copy. If you don't, then just watch and take the opposite trade and win if I lose, you know? But I did take that, and we're going to see how that goes. All right, let's see what we got here. Lens. Who's Lens? I don't know who Lens is. Lens. Who's Lens? Lens. Is it like Lens Trades? Oh, official Lens. Is that who it is? Official Lens. Let's see. It doesn't seem like she's consistent. All right, it doesn't seem like Lens is consistent. Like she had a video 13 days ago, and then a month, and then a month, and then 2 months, and 3 months. She's just not consistent. And that lack of consistency is probably gonna hurt her obviously her ad revenue that she's able to get. So I don't know how much she's getting, but I don't expect her to be making crazy amount. Just because she's not as consistent as she could be. She got a decent following though. 70k subs is no easy feat. Like 70k subs is not easy to do. All right, so she got a decent following here. It's just she's not as consistent. All right, let's see what we got here though. What are your thoughts on the news that's coming out at 9:45? What we got here? 9:45. What is this? Global Services PMI. I mean, PMI data is a big boy event. PMI data itself, guys. The way that this event is measured based on it expecting to be expanding as a sector or contracting as a sector, right? The sector that we're specifically talking about is the S&P Global Services sector. Is that growing or is that contracting? Anything above 50 is typically showing growth in that sector. Below 50 is obviously that sector specifically contracting. So we'll have to see how this ends up come out. If it does come out higher than this 50.9, somewhere closer to the 51.7, then the markets might actually like that and enjoy that and see. But we'll see. Well, no, this does come out in what, 4 minutes, right? So we'll see how this comes out, and we'll see if the market does react off of this. But again, this PMI data is definitely something that shakes the market as well. But we'll have to see how this is. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I understand what PMI data is, and I understand how it works. I typically don't trade these though. Right, I typically don't trade these whatsoever, but they are there, and they are events that we could worry about and pay attention to. All right, so let's see what we got here. Previous support on gold, 2287. Also was Eric Crown crypto. Okay, let me see what you talk about with Mr. Eric Crown with a K. Eric Crown. You got 190,000 subs. Again, I'm gonna be honest, family. Whether you think it or not, subs really don't mean shit, right? Subs is irrelevant. Subs don't mean a damn thing. It's your watch time and your views. How many views do you got? How much watch hours do you actually have? That is what matters the most. Watch time and views. Subs don't mean a damn thing. If that was the case with my 20,000 subs, I'll be making way more than $200 a month, right? So don't look at the subs and be like, oh, this dude is making a shit ton of money, right? Look at the views. How many views are they making, right? There's somebody with 100,000 subs and there's somebody with 20k subs. Right, the 100,000 subs could be getting 1,000 views a month. The 20k subs could be getting 5,000. The 20k sub is making a lot more money. Okay, so don't look at subs and think that, oh, Yales, he's making a lot. No, what are the views looking like? That's what matters the most, right? When we're actually looking at this. But Mr. Eric Crown, he's making a bag, man. He's super consistent, right? Like he's dropping a video every single day on crypto. Right, and he's getting solid views too, 10k, 20k, 30k views consistently. It seems like the average is around 20k views a video, but because of how consistent he is, literally in the past 2 weeks alone, he's probably dropped like 20 videos in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, like that shit adds up, right? He got 3.2 thousand videos as a whole. He's making a bag because of how many views he's got, or how many videos he has. The type of the amount of views per video he gets, and just the consistency in how he is when he comes to creating these views. So Eric Crown is definitely making a bag off of YouTube for sure. Absolutely he is. Big shout out to him, man. I can't wait so I can get to that point where I'm making 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month off of YouTube, 100K a month off of YouTube. That's gonna be crazy. Let's see how was news and what we talking about. Right now we just doing a little pocket watching. I'm gonna be honest. I said I don't pocket watch, but clearly I am pocket watching a little bit. Because the moral of this story, or the motto of this YouTube channel is no gatekeeping, right? We not gatekeeping a damn thing here, right? So any question you guys got from me on this industry as a whole, I'm gonna give you guys those answers that to the best of my ability, right? The answers that I know for sure are what it is. All right, so we a little pocket watching a little bit, but we just pocket watching based off YouTube channels. That's all we're doing here. But in terms of the news came out extremely bullish in my opinion. The unemployment rate increased to 3.9%. NFP actually seen a drop, so less people were employed compared to the previous month, while our unemployment rate increases. In my opinion, that is extremely bullish these markets, right? So even though I took an L right here on gold, I'm still trying to bet on the fact that I'm correct on my sentiment in the news, and I could lose again here. Just want to be clear, I could lose again, so I didn't risk much, like at all. I'm not risking heavy, guys. I'm risking literally like 0.5% on these positions. But I took another trade because I think eventually we do turn around and go bullish just based off of the news. And if I'm wrong, then I'll take my L like a champ, right? It is what it is. Losing is normal. It happens. Guys, if you guys want me to be transparent with my win rate, right? I'm actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to start a track record. I'm going to use a MyFX book. Like I told you guys, I'm going to reset this prop firm account just because, again, we kind of already started down. If you guys want to know why, you guys just ask somebody in the chat why we started $2,000 down, and it wasn't me. It was out of my control. So I'm going to reset this account anyways. I didn't do it today because I just want to start fresh next week. And I'm also going to tie it to MyFX. Actually, I don't even think I could tie it to MyFX book. Yeah, I don't think I could tie this to MyFX book actually because I'm trading off a trading view. Either way, I'm going to keep a track record for y'all. Right? But you guys are going to realize I'm not one of these traders, guys, and this could turn some of you guys off, but I'm being honest. I'm not a trader that's winning 90% of my trades, 80% of my trades. Like on average, last time I tracked my results, I'm around 50 to 60% accurate, right? So if you're not comfortable taking some losses with your boy, you're not going to be comfortable to take the wins neither, right? So I'm around maybe 50 to 60% accurate. And the reason for that is because I'm trading with positive risk rewards either way, right? So even if I'm only winning 5 or 6 out of 10 trades, but yet all of my trade setups are a minimum of 2 to 1 risk to reward, then we could still make a shit ton of money together, right? But I just want to make sure it's out there in the open. I'm not going to win every single trade, right? I'm not going to lose every single trade neither. We're going to average out, but because of our risk rewards being a minimum of 2 to 1, possibly 3 to 1s, 4 to 1s, and 5 to 1s, we're still going to make a shit ton of money together, all right? So if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for consistent growth over time with positive risk to reward setups, I'm your guy. But if you want to look for somebody that's winning 90% of the time, but they have a shit risk to reward, then I'm probably not your guy. You might want to go find somebody else, right? Because in order for you to be winning 90% of your trades, 80% of your trades, more times than not, your risk to reward is going to be either negative risk to reward or at least closer to that 101. And I don't trade that way. I don't like trading with a negative risk to reward. I just think that that's crazy. But that's just my opinion, right? There are traders that are trading with a negative risk to reward and making a shit ton of money, right? There's trading on this platform, traders on this platform that are also trading live that trade with a negative risk to reward and make way more money than I do. Just being honest, right? So it's just more of a preference thing. I don't like negative risk to reward personally, so I don't trade that way, right? Because I don't trade with a negative risk to reward, right? My win rate isn't as high as somebody that is trading with a negative risk to reward, especially if they're only targeting 10, 15 pips every single time, right? Targeting 10, 15, 20 pips, but your risk is 100. That's crazy to me, right? That's not something that I'm personally interested in personally, right? So, but hey, it's whatever works for you. Let's see, the trading channel, man. The trading channel is one of the OGs, man. I've been watching the trading channel. I was watching the trading channel when I started my YouTube channel. And I don't even gotta look at his channel to know he's getting views, right? He's making a shit ton of money, right? He's making a bag, probably 50 to 100,000 a month off of ad revenue, solely off of ad revenue from YouTube, All right, so big shout out to the trading channel. Again, somebody that I started following when I started my YouTube career 5-6 years ago. And he's really been one of those ones, man. Super consistent. And just changing the game for the amount of value he's been pushing. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Boss, what's going on, Coyote? What's going on? Appreciate you. How do you feel the increase of AI will affect traders like ourselves? That's a good question. There's a thing about AI, family, right? Like, there's already technically been artificial intelligence trading for these hedge funds for a while, right? Whether you want to call it AI or whether you just want to call it some type of algorithm that they create, it's all technically like around similar things, right? So there's always been that in this industry, like forever, right? For years, there's always been artificial intelligence or algorithms trading on behalf of these hedge funds, right? So I don't think that's ever going to go anywhere, but it's always been a thing. The thing about us traders is we need. I don't think that we have to worry too much about that. I don't think that that's going to affect us as day traders because, again, anything that we do in these markets, it's like a drop in a bucket. Like we're tiny minnows in a pool full of massive whales. So anything that we do, I don't think is going to get affected by the rise of AI in terms of the trading side of things. So I don't think there's really anything that we have to worry about. But again, like I said, right? Algorithms and AIs have been around for a while, right? But hedge funds are the ones that have those, right? The big banks are the ones that have those, right? The people that actually move price, the institutions that actually move price, they've been trading like that for a while, right? And if the markets ain't doing nothing much yet, then I don't think we have really much to worry about. But that is a really good question, right? Because again, it's something that I think most traders are starting to worry about for sure. Let's see. It will fly more gold. Hey, listen, man. I hope, man. We already took a loss today. You know, trying to find the buy. I took the buy over here, guys, to try and look for the continuation of obviously the spike off that we seen off the news. So I want to see now if we can go ahead and continue to do that. Like I told you guys, I gave everybody two different scenarios. It was either we were gonna fly off of the news event, which just didn't work. It didn't happen. Or we were gonna come all the way back down, take out all this liquidity at the lower side, right? All this sell side liquidity. And then from there, once we take out sell side liquidity, then we get the actual move that we expect, right? The first scenario, we took our attempt. It didn't work out. We took the loss. It is what it is. And now we're in our second scenario, and we got to see how this plays out. If it wins, if it goes, phenomenal. We'll make our loss back and some, hopefully. If it doesn't and it drops, see, then I'm going to have to take a step back and really, really analyze, like, all right, cool, hold on. Why is the market still dropping after this release, right? Did the market already front run this release? What is the market? And then I'll have to really try to dive in and truly try to figure out okay, why isn't this moving the way I think it should? And that's something that I'll do over the weekend. If this takes a loss, then yeah, I'm gonna have to really sit down and reanalyze and figure out what the hell's the possibility here and what we can do. But we're gonna let this rock out. We're gonna let this rock out and just let it go and see what happens. Let's see. I know exactly who you're talking about with the negative RR. I mean, there's actually a few more people than just one. But I'm pretty sure there's a few more people like that, right? There's a bunch of traders like that. And again, this isn't me talking shit. I hope nobody's perceiving it as talking shit. Because again, there's people that are doing that with negative RRs and are doing way better than I am, right? Like making way more money. Family, I've never made 7 figures in 1 year trading yet, right? But there is people with negative risk rewards that have made way more than that, right? It's just a preference thing. That's just not how I personally would prefer to trade. All right, so again, hopefully it's not being perceived as me talking shit or trying to clown on anybody. Because again, like I said, there's people that are doing that are making way more than me, have a way better car, way better house, are just more successful than me, right? It's just preference. I just prefer not to trade that way, all right? So that's just where we stand. But I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out a few different people on this trading side of things that have that negative R to R. Let's see what we have. How you take partials, like you have 3 contracts, can you close 3 and leave 2? Yeah, absolutely, right? Similar to like if we were trading lot sizes, right, with Forex, right? Same concept. We can always go ahead and close a couple contracts. And it's very simple. I just learned this week, by the way, right? Because again, I'm a Forex trader, guys. I'm a Forex trader now turned futures trader, right? And it's because of just the U.S. regulations and stuff kind of forces everybody to do it. But yeah, you know, you can literally close, like I can close one contract right now if I wanted to. All right, all I gotta do is simply just press sell. Right, I can lower my quantity up here, right? Click on sell, and it will close one of my contracts. Right, you essentially, in order to close positions, you got to do the opposite of what you're currently in right now. Like that essentially closes it out. Let's see, 2318 TP area common gold. Shit, I hope it goes up. If it goes up to 2318, man, we're gonna be lit. We're gonna be real good, right? We're gonna be in a good amount of money there. So I hope it does. Let's see. We have runners. Our break even. I was just reading that. No cappuccino. Cappuccino P. I love that name, man. Let's see. We got the boy Roman in the building. You slept in, Roman? I was wondering where the hell Roman was. Like, what's up, man? Where Roman at, man? He left me stranded today. Like, what's up, man? I thought we had a nice little relationship. But you slept in because of NFT. That's what's up, man. It be like that, bro. It be like that. Now, guys, again, I want to make this clear too. Right, I'm live Monday through Thursday now here on this channel moving forward. This is my first full week live as a streamer here on YouTube. And golly, it feels good. All right, it feels phenomenal to be back live with you guys. It does. Right, I love this shit. I live for this. And I'm excited to grow with y'all. But it's Monday through Thursdays. And we do Fridays when there's news. Okay? Monday through Thursday, but we will come on live when there's news on Fridays, okay? So hopefully we understand what the schedule is. I'll probably make a graphic or I'll put it somewhere here on the screen so you guys can see what my schedule is going to be. But Monday through Thursday and Fridays when there's news, okay? So hopefully I gave you guys enough value. Hopefully I pocket watched enough for you guys to continue to show up. Because my goal is to eventually get, obviously, 1,000+ live viewers will be phenomenal. You know, we got to work our way up, right? Baby steps, right? Baby steps, baby steps. And it's really just going to be up to my consistency. But, you know, I'm fully devoted on being super consistent. So hopefully it helps out. Hopefully we can get to where we want to get to. All right, let's see what we got here. Only problem with runners is when you have to close out positions because of the prop firm rules. Absolutely, bro. Honestly, that's a great point. If you are trading prop firms, and you do got to be mindful of the fact that, man, like the end of the day, you got to make sure you close your stuff by the end of the day or you might lose your account. Right, so that is a very good point. Like, you can't just let runners run forever, right? Unless you're trading a personal account. Personal, you can let that shit run for months if you want. With prop firms, you can't, right? You got to make sure that you're closing all your positions by the end of the day, which is either 4 or 5 p.m. depending on the prop firm. So that is a good point, Mike. Let's see, futures is the move. It's significantly cheaper than buying a challenge from your typical prop firm. It is a lot cheaper, but there's a reason for that too. Right? It is a lot cheaper. It is a lot cheaper. Right? But it's because the rules are also a lot crazier, right? Like these futures, and again, it's just my opinion, but these futures prop firms are the equivalent to like a HFT firm on the forex side, right? You guys know the HFT firms, right? I trade HFT. I actually just requested a withdrawal from an HFT firm yesterday. Like I mean, y'all must think I'm capping. So I'm not even talking shit about HFT firms because I leverage HFT firms just like regular firms, right? But it's like the equivalent in my opinion, right? Like these futures firms and the rules with the consistency rules and all these little rules that they have. It's like, wow, okay, hold on. Right, so, but it is what it is. You know, you gotta take what you take. You know, if you don't like those rules, then don't trade the rules. Right, but like, look at this is literally a withdrawal that I just, and this is a smaller withdrawal because again, I don't go too crazy with these HFT firms. Right, but like just like this is yesterday, like literally, right, May 2nd, last night, little $1,600 withdrawal here on this little HFT firm Cortana. You know, only reason why I had Cortana is because, and I have multiple accounts for Cortana, right? This is the smaller test account that I eventually had bought when I was passing challenges for people, right? I had a bot, and I still have my bot that passes challenges, but ever since they obviously got rid of MetaTrader, it kind of like screwed everything with that. But I'm still able to trade that account, right? I have that 25K account, and I have two 200K accounts with Cortana. So I use these HFT firms just like I use regular prop firms, just like I use these futures prop firms, right? But yeah, I literally just requested a withdrawal yesterday from Cortana, which is a HFT firm. So they're there. They're still paying out. It's just the rules are crazy. Just like the rules with these futures prop firms, right? They're crazy, right? You got to be aware of the rules. And as long as you follow the rules, they're going to pay you out. Okay? They're going to pay you out as long as you follow the rules. And that's the biggest thing with every prop firm. You just got to be aware of the rules and you'll get paid out. Let's see. So darn easy Forex. This guy doesn't really care about negative DD. Hey, man, he might be successful. He might be running it up. No cap. He might be making a stupid bag off of that. I know I've heard of the name. I can't remember. I've seen the name before, but it's definitely been a minute. Let's see. So darn easy Forex. Shout out to him, man. Let's see. He got 1.2 thousand. Like, he got so many videos, man. He hasn't been consistent in the past few months, though. But this is the crazy thing, right? Like, his last live video was a year ago, and his last video was 5 months ago. But because of how many videos he dropped, 1.2 thousand, like 1,200 videos is a lot of videos, right? That's a lot of content that people can consume, right? So he's probably still making a bag. He doesn't get that many views at all. Like most of all his videos are getting less than 1,000 views. But he has a lot of videos, man. A lot of videos that people can now come back and still watch. He's probably not making that much, but he's still making a couple dollars. Right? He's not making that much, but he's getting a couple dollars for sure. Let's see what we got here. And gold is moving nicely, family. I'm going to go ahead and move my stops to break even here. If we do come back towards our entry, then we're probably just going to continue to drop, and I don't want to take another L. Especially now since we're up around 100 pips right now on gold. Nice little spike to the upside. But I am break even now at this point. Because again, if we do come all the way back down, then this might really just continue to drop at that point. I don't want to be involved. I'll have to really, reanalyze this, if anything. But we got a nice spike here on gold, man. Hopefully it can continue to run for us. And again, hopefully you guys are picking up. This is what I said yesterday, family. Even when we took a loss yesterday, right? I want you guys to learn from me from everything, right? From my fundamentals, my sentiment, how I look at sentiment, how I look at things from a technical perspective. But most importantly is how I react and respond. Right, like you guys see, I'm not emotional whatsoever. Right, like I'm very calm, cool-headed. I'm chilling. Right, like I'm literally chilling right now. Right, and that's the biggest thing I want y'all to take is how is Abel controlling his emotions throughout the process. Now, again, controlling emotions is something that is a necessity, but is also easier said than done. By far, easier said than done. Right? Because trading is a difficult skill set to learn, and it involves our hard-earned money that we worked hard for. But if you guys take anything from these live streams, again, this is week number 1, and family, we smashed 70 live viewers, right? Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Let's go. We're growing, and that's what I love to see, right? Like I was saying, right? The biggest thing I want y'all to take is not necessarily just solely on my outlook from fundamentals and sentiment and technicals. It's the mindset, right? Whether we win or lose, I'm still going to be like this. I'm chilling. Why? Because I have experience. I have emotional control. And the most important thing is that I didn't over leverage. Right? I'm not risking heavy on these positions, which allows my emotions to stay in check. So we have to make sure that we keep things in check, family. Right? That's the biggest thing here. Right? We make logical decisions that are not influenced by our emotions, and we will have long-term success in this industry. I promise y'all. But we have to be able to truly control our emotions. So please pick up that more than anything, because that is the biggest game changer that we can really leverage here. Is how we manage our emotions and how we control everything, right? So yeah, that's where we're at. All right, so let me see what we got here. Thoughts on Funded Trading Plus. I believe that is a futures prop firm. Funded. Oh no, that's a regular Forex prop firm. Funded Trader Plus. Funded Trader Plus. Is that what it is? Funded Trading Plus. Oh, this is a regular Forex prop firm. Yeah, I never personally used them. So I can't really give you an honest opinion on them because I never used them. Let me see what their pricing is at least, right? I could probably at least just talk on the pricing to see if it's, pretty cheap compared to like the industry average, right? So we got a 1-phase 100K going for $4.99. That's not too bad. We got the 2-phase 100K for $5.50. That's kind of on the higher side. That is kind of on the higher side when we have things like Funding Pips, which in my opinion is probably the top prop firm right now in the industry from the forex side of things. It's kind of tough when we have such a great platform like this, and their 100K is $100 cheaper, like almost $200 cheaper. Like their 100K is $400 a month or $400 up front. So again, I don't know much about this platform. I don't know who runs it. I don't know shit about it. But if we're comparing just pricing, right, these guys are kind of expensive. Now they do have an option for the advanced type that is a little bit cheaper at $4.99. But again, Funding Pips, in my opinion, is the top firm right now out there because they're doing millions of dollars in payouts every single month, not in revenue, in actual payouts where they're paying out people, which is great, and they're $100 cheaper. Right? And their CEO, right? He be on Twitter, and it's like he does a lot of great things. I'm a really big fan of who's actually running this show here too, right? Just because he's really dope. He seems like he just moves with real good ethics, very logical, and I think he truly cares about his clients, right? So I'm a big fan of Funding Pips. I think that they're going to be, in my opinion, the #1 prop firm for years to come. So again, I don't know much about them, but if I'm just comparing price points, Funding Pips, in my opinion, is always going to be the best option because they're always the cheapest. And they just got a really good team around them. What about Sway Funding? Again, Sway Funding is cool, man. I'm a big fan of Sway Funding too because, again, I'm a big fan of Sway markets as a whole. I know the owner personally on a personal level. Like I can call the owner right now and FaceTime him, the owner of Sway Markets and Sway Funded, which is pretty dope. A lot of my closest trading friends and buddies all promote Sway, right? So I'm a fan of them. The only thing that I think is my issue is, again, they're going to be a little bit more expensive, right? Again, it's tough. They're a great platform. They're new though. Like they only been out for maybe 2-3 months now, Sway Funded. But they are a platform that's not going to go anywhere. They're backed by real capital. Now I'm not saying the actual accounts are trading real capital, but the owner and the team that's running this has real big boy capital, so you know you're going to get paid out one way or another. It's just, again, they're a little bit more expensive, man. $550 compared to $399. Right? So again, this is a big difference, right? And again, I hold Funding Pips at like a top tier. Like if we had like a tier sector for like prop firms like A, B, C, D, and F tier, where A being the best and F being the worst, like I think Funding Pips is definitely at that A level, right? Just because of the pricing points, the rules, and the actual ownership. They just got it, right? So it's tough for me to go against them, especially with like guys, $400 for 100K is so cheap, it's crazy. Like this is nuts. Like let's be honest, like this is crazy, this type of pricing, right? So again, it's kind of tough, and I'll just have to go off that. But both of them ownerships is really good. Both of the rules are pretty solid. Sway's profit targets are a little bit bigger, right? Like their phase 2 is 8%, right? Where their phase 2 is still 5%. Or yeah, it's still 5%. So again, Funding Pips still is a little bit better in my opinion. All right, and again, like Lewis, bro, like I love Sway. I love you, bro. I love Sway. Everything the Sway brand, bro. But I'm just being honest, right? There's no bias whatsoever here. I'm just speaking based off of the data and the facts that we got in front of us, right? I would still give the nod over to Funding Pips more than anything else for all these firms. All right, let's see what's gold doing. Gold is still chilling, man. It still does. I mean, we seen a nice little spike now, but now this looks like it might want to come back down here, family. So that's why we went break even. If you ain't go break even just yet, oh, I'm tripping. I need to make sure I close some partials here. All right, so I did just close some partials. It was that simple to close partials. Let me make sure I adjust this as well. All right, so I did close partials, family. According to my rules, anytime I go break even, I have to close partials. That's just a part of my rules, right? So that's why I just took some partials. I ended up closing one contract out of the 3 that I have open. So we ended up making some money back from the loss that we took, and that's cool. And now we just let the rest run out. But according to my rules, anytime I go break even, I have to close something. So let's see what we got here. Give us a synopsis of how Funding Pips works. Yeah, I mean, all these prop firms are very simple, all right? The process is extremely simple. If you are a profitable trader, or you have some type of consistency in these markets, I highly encourage you to go the prop firm route. The reason for it is because if you're able to prove that you're able to manage risk and trade professionally without being a degenerate, then you will be rewarded with trading a quote unquote funded account, right? And on that quote unquote funded account, you're able to actually trade it and actually make real withdrawals. Now, most prop firms have either a one phase or a two phase or a two-step challenge system. Most of the Forex prop firms, the big ones, those are all two-step processes. For futures prop firms, those are usually one-step phases, one-step challenges. And you just have to meet the perimeters that are given to you. So for funding pips example, right, for them, in order to actually pass and get to the funded stage, right, I like to say funded with quotations because you're trading simulated capital. You're essentially trading a demo account. But you have to be able to, reach and do certain things. So for them, right, in order to get to the master account, which is their funded account, right, you can't lose more than 5% in a day, and you can't lose more than 10% overall, right? For phase number 1, you have to make 8%, right? In phase number 2, you have to make 5%, okay? So you can't lose 5% in a day, 10% overall, but you have to make 8%. Once you do that, you go to the next step. Same thing, you can't lose 5%, and you can't lose more than 10% overall, and then you only have to make 5%. And then if you do this, then you're able to trade a live, quote unquote, live account, and you still have to follow those rules. You can't lose more than 5% in a day, 10% overall, but you're able to make actual real money after that. So for an example, if you're able to get to the master account at a 100K account, and you trade and you have a good week, and now you made, say, $5,000 on that week, and now your account's at 105, you can withdraw that $5,000 after you go through your actual days that you have to trade, and you can actually get a profit split on that, right? I'm not sure, what is the profit split? Is it 80-20, 70-30, right? The profit split is either going to be, every firm is different, right? But I believe there's is like an 80-20 split. So if you make 5K, you'll have to split 80-20. You get 80%, they get 20%, and then that's it. And then they reset your account, and then you repeat that process on that live account, and you keep on doing that. Rinse and repeat. But the cool thing is that this gives you the ability to actually make some real money, right? Because the biggest thing that most traders are going through is that if you're starting off with $100, $500, even if you're starting off with $1,000, even if you're making 10-20% a week, which is crazy, that's a lot, you're not going to be satisfied with the results, right? Because if you're making on a $500, let's say $100 account, which is probably what most, let's be honest, right? Most people probably just start off with like $100. If you had $100 and you make 20% for the week, now you're at 120. In every sense of the word, that is phenomenal. You made 20% in a week. That's crazy. But because the dollar amount is so small and you only made $20, you're not going to be satisfied with that, which is going to cause you to continue to overtrade, and you're going to find more setups. You're going to get greedy, and then that's going to lead to a blown account. So that's why I said learn a strategy and then eventually get to these damn prop firms and leverage the fact that you have more capital to trade with. But you still have to know the skill, right? Just because you want to start trading with bigger capital ain't going to do nothing if you don't have a skill. If you don't have an edge in the market, you're still going to just blow your money. So create an edge, get an edge in the market, and then leverage these prop firms to go ahead and make a bag. I'm telling you, that's like the best method that everybody should go to, because you're never going to be satisfied with making gains on a $100 account. And you're going to go through those periods where you just start losing, and it's just, yeah, it just gets annoying at that point. All right, so let's see. Anyone in Naz sells? So up with daily LC, we got the boy Matthew in the building. Let's see what you're looking at, Naz. We took this buy on gold on the sweep of this lower liquidity. It does look like it might want to come back, but we ended up closing some partials either way. But yeah, man, family, like I told y'all, man, if this does come all the way back down and hit us out, then we probably might still see more lower pricing. We're gonna have to really analyze, like, all right, what the hell are you trying to do? Like, how far, where are you actually trying to go now, gold, right? Because at this point, if we do stop me out and break even, yeah, then we really might see price probably drop a little bit lower for gold. How far exactly? maybe the 2080s, 2070s levels, but you know, we could just reanalyze all this next week when we come back. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at here. In terms of those NAS sells, I didn't take it. Let's see what we're looking at for NAS sells. Ooh, we did sweep these highs. We did sweep those highs. We did see a nice little engulfing back to the downside, supported by volume here in the 5 minutes. So we got that live OB situation here. This ain't a bad play here, right? You know, trying to see if we can catch a nice little 1 or 2 might not be a bad idea, man. That don't look too bad. That's not too bad, man. That's not a bad find there, Matt. Great thing is, and this is why I took a stab at gold, right? Because even though gold fell aggressively from where, you know, the news came out, indices still were staying pretty high. Like they were still pretty solid to the upside. Now we're starting to see them correct a little bit, but they were holding pretty strong. So I'm like, man, maybe gold is just lagging a little bit, right? But either way, we took the stab, grabbed a liquidity grab down here at these lows. You know, we ended up seeing the 1 minute engulfing back to the upside. So that's what we ended up like really took it off of, and everything looks solid. You know, it is what it is. Now we just let the results be the results. You know, we ended up taking partials already. We ended up closing around 1 contract. So if it hits us at a break even, that's just going to be our week, and we'll come back next week energized and ready to dominate once again. That's just what it is, right? So, all right, let me see what else we got here. Shout out to Blown Account or Lambo Money. I love that name, like I said before. I see when we trade funded accounts, should we set the risk based off the max loss amount rather than net? Always. That's a great point, Leah, right? Always, I personally always would recommend you to make your max risk. It's honestly, this is interesting. This is a great question right away, right? Because I flip-flopped my answer on this, right? At one point, I was telling everybody to do the max risk on the overall size of the account, but just obviously lower your risk tremendously. Do 0.25, 0.10s, 0.25s, 0.5 risk. But then I ended up shifting and saying, you know what? We really only get 10%. Right, so a 100K account, you really only technically got like a 10K account. So I personally recommend to do your risk management based off of the 10K or the 10% that you get. But you don't want to be too light neither, right? Because if you're basing it off of, let's say, the 10% overall max drawdown that you get, and you're only trading less than 1%, you're never going to grow your account. Like it's going to take you forever to actually pass the challenge. Right, so if you're going to go based on the overall max that you get, which is what I personally recommend, risking 0.25, 0.5 is going to be tough for you to pass your challenge, right? It's going to take you forever to do so, right? So if you are going to risk the overall max drawdown that you get, you got to be a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? You got to know how to manage it. But I always prefer to just make sure you understand what the max is, and I do it off of that. That's just me personally, right? It's really just preference at the end of the day. But that's how I personally recommend it. All for the max risk that you get, because that's really all we get to play with. Let's see what we got here, though. I feel like if we lose the account, if we lose 1,000, we should trade like we had. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion, Leah. Absolutely. Let's see. For Sway, the challenges are cheap. The smaller account sizes are cheap for sure. Right? Like if you're looking at like a 20K account, 10K account, 25, like those are super cheap. Right? Super cheap. Right, Sway is like, honestly, Sway is probably one of the only prop firms that has this many account sizes. Like they got a shit ton of account sizes. Look at this. Like what the hell? They got 1,000 account. This 1,000 is only $10. Like what? 2,500. Like they got so many different options that you can choose from. It's crazy. It's like, bro, like really? Like I've never seen a prop firm that had $1,000 account size, 2,500 and a 5,000. Like these are, I don't know. Like that's crazy. So yeah, if you're looking at it from these, it's cheap, but that's because most other prop firms don't even offer 1,000, 2,500, and 5,000. Usually it starts at like a 10K or maybe a 25K. But again, then when you compare a 10K, a 25K, a 50K, a 100K to like a funding pips, no, funding pips is still cheaper. So let's see what else we got here. What we got? Are you ready? Why are you ready? I feel like if we lose the account, is there a deadline for the phase? No. Most prop firms got rid of those deadlines. I think that gold was worth a stab. Good trade. Hey, we're going to see how it goes, man. We already made some money on it, so we're going to let it rock. Let's see. Trade the rules on a demo account 2 times and move up to a funded account. If you can't get it on demo, you're giving your money away. That's great advice, man. That's great advice. Let's see. I recommend risking 0.25 to 0.5 a trade. Yeah, and listen, that's coming from somebody that's... That boy Matthew, man, is cooking up. Like cooking up. Like absolutely cooking up, man. Like that boy got a crazy app, but he's trading futures accounts, right? He's trading those future prop firms, man. So that's good advice as well, my brother. Let's see the 15-minute live. Yeah, let's see what Nasdaq is doing. Is it still forming? Yeah, we did get that 15-minute live OB. All right, we swept the highs. Fresh liquidity up here. Right, spiked up the previous 15-day high. Closed back below bearish. A lot more volume to the downside as well. Yeah, this 15-minute engulfing don't look too bad. Right, don't look too bad whatsoever. Only thing is that's probably going to also screw my gold. Right, because if that starts dropping, then gold is probably going to come back and hit me at break even as well. Which will be annoying, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, but that Nasdaq don't look bad, man. I think this thing does end up dropping here. Matter of fact, just off of your recommendation, man, we're gonna take a look at this Nasdaq, man. We're gonna take a look at this and see what we get here, right? Because this doesn't look too bad at all. Let's see. Agree. Thanks. Just checking in to throw a like. Shout out to that boy Skaggs. You know the vibes. The man, the myth, the legend. Yep. I see the trading platform is important too. What platform does the company offer? That's a great question, Kevin. That is a great question. All right. What platforms do these prop firms offer? Right. Because now, especially, and this is mainly if you're a U.S. resident, if you are a U.S. client, right? If you are a U.S. client, this is even bigger, right? Because as a U.S. client, we really don't have that many options, right? We don't have access to MetaTrader, right? The better platforms that are now out there, like CTrader, MaxTrader, those I don't think accept U.S. clients neither. So we really only have two options, right? Which is TradeLocker if it's offered, and DXTrade, which is shitty, right? DXTrade is horrible. It's probably the worst out of the new options that are out there. But if that's your only option, then so be it, right? You got to just get used to the platform, right? But that's a great point, though, Kevin, because, again, as a U.S. client, we don't really have that many options nowadays, right? So I would prefer, the cool thing about Funding Pips is they have a shit ton of, they have a few different options, right? Funding Pips, it seems like I'm a damn spokesperson for Funding Pips right now, man. I need to give me an affiliate link for these people at this point. Right? I need to give me an affiliate links for Funding Pips the way I'm over here promoting the hell out of them. Dead serious, right? But the cool about Funding Pips is that you do have different options, right? They offer MaxTrader, CTrader, and they even got TradeLocker, right? Like that's dope, right? You get the option, right? So obviously, I don't know if they allowed. I highly doubt that U.S. clients can use these two, so we're gonna have to rely on TradeLocker. And TradeLocker is not a bad platform, man. TradeLocker is not a bad platform. Obviously, every platform goes to hiccups, goes to little issues here and there. You know, but it's still not a bad, it's not a bad option, you know, per se. Right, so. But yeah, that's a great point, though, Kevin. Let's see, yeah, gold did come back and hit us at break even. Gold did come back in, and this is why when I go break even, guys, I close some partials, family. Like, this is why, right? When I go break even, I typically close something, so at least I could come away with something. Now, we did take an initial buy earlier that we got stopped out on. We took another buy on the sweep of liquidity because that was the two scenarios I gave us, just being transparent with y'all. And yeah, it just didn't work out. So I'm going to keep on watching this. I'm probably not going to take no more trades on this. Even if it does end up going back to the upside, so be it. Because there is a chance that this just does something like this now. Is a possibility. But this late into the session, guys, like I'm probably just going to be chilling. Let's see, it's a Friday. I just want a little more and I'm out. A 1 of 4. He said I just want a little more. But yeah, I'll take a 1 of 4. Like it's crazy how some of the, you know, the people that got the wrench think, right? He said I just want a little more. I'll take a 1 of 4. Like what? A 1 of 4 is crazy. But that just shows what happens, man. The experience level that you get. Let's see, RIP, that gold hit my break even. Yep, it hit me too, bro. It'd be like that. Let's see, how about non-US? I mean, if you're a non-US resident, then you can use whatever the hell you want, right? If the prop firm still offers MetaTrader and that's the option you want to stick with, then you still can use MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. All right, that's the option is still out there for some prop firms, not all of them, but some prop firms still have it. I don't think Funding Pips has MetaTrader anymore, but if you are non-US resident, and if I was to choose between these, I would choose either. Most likely, I'll probably choose CTrader. But MaxTrader is also a decent option as well. But you could choose any of these. All of these are viable options, right? I think personally, I could be wrong here because I haven't been able to use them, right? They don't let me in right? I've been knocking on the door, C Trader. They just don't fuck with me. They just don't, right? Because I'm a U.S. resident. But I've heard, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong if you have experience. I've heard that they are actually a really good platform. That's what I've heard, right? That's what I've heard, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard out of these options, the C Trader is the best one. But I don't know. I haven't been able to use them because they just don't answer my knocks on the door. So, but this is a good option. Let's see. What's your thoughts on funding traders? Funding traders. Don't think I ever heard of them. Funding traders. Funding traders. I seen the logo before. That's actually a dope ass name. What a name. Like, how'd you get this domain, bro? Fundingtraders.com? Like, yo, that's an elite domain. I'm not even gonna lie. What? That's a crazy domain right there. Just off the domain itself, that's fire. And the website is pretty clean. I never heard of them personally, but their website is pretty fire too. Pretty clean, pretty solid. I'm very big on, obviously, first impression when it comes to like the websites and stuff, but I mean, they seem solid. Again, I personally never used them before. Let's take a look at the actual, pricing of these challenges. Let's see. I mean, there again, 100K is 550. It's hard for me to choose them over funding pips solely based off pricing, right? Funding pips is literally $150 cheaper for the same exact account size. Now, what are their rules looking like? Let's see. They got to make 10%. Again, you got to make 2% more here than you would at funding pips. Funding pips is only 8% phase 1. That gives funding pips the heads up again. Only 1 day minimum trading day, which is pretty cool. And then just regular 10 and 5. Max loss. See, they have this rule. Look at this. I've never seen this rule on firms. Anybody else notice this rule? Max loss per trade. You can't lose more than 2% per trade. That's crazy. I never seen no firm that had this extra rule right here. Max loss per trade 2%. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Let's see. So I don't know. Again, they look cool. I really love the branding. Funding traders is insane. Like for him to get that domain. Again, the pricing is $150 more than what I believe to be the top firm right now. You also have to accomplish 2% more than funding pips as well to pass off phase 1. So I would still give the edge to funding pips over this one. They have MT5. I mean, that's cool, right? If they have MT5, then for anybody that's, overseas, then that's great, right? If you want to keep the MetaTrader, going for sure. That's dope. So that's a good option for them to have, though. I like this, though. 7-day payouts. 100% profit split. What is this? They give 100% profit split? Let's see what the add-on is. Oh, they have an add-on for 90 or 100%. That's pretty crazy. To have a add-on to get 100% profit split? That's interesting. That's cool. I mean, they're cool, right? Again, I like how it looks. I like how the website looks. I like the domain. The rules are pretty standard across the board. The pricing is pretty standard across the board as well for the 100K. So could be a viable option. I see they are amazing because they let you send multiple TPs at once, up to 5. Sheesh. And that's with C Trader, huh? Let's see. You still bearish, Dixie? Listen, I am gonna tell y'all too. Right, Saint has starting to convert. Right, even though Saint said the Dixie called me and said, "Watch this magic trick," because the Dixie did come back. Right, the Dixie did come back. Right, he's like, "Watch this magic trick." Right, but listen, I'm snitching on Saint. He did say earlier. Oh no, maybe it's time for me to switch bias, and we've never heard that out of Saint in the past year. I'm snitching. Right, so I think we like he's almost there. He's almost there. I don't think he's fully there yet, but he's on the ledge starting to creep. So he's getting there. But yeah. Let's see, what's better, a 1-phase or a 2-phase challenge? That's a good question. I think it really depends on the rules, right? Because a 1-phase challenge usually has a lot more stricter rules, right? You have to make more with less risk that they usually give you. And there's a lot of differences, right? So 1-phase usually a lot harder to pass because of the rules itself. A lot more stricter rules, a lot more consistency rules come and fly with that compared to the 2-phase. But it really is up to you. Like I said, I just requested a withdrawal yesterday from a 1-phase challenge. right, with Cortana, right? I already showed you guys the actual proof that I requested to withdraw, right? But again, this is the most recent withdrawal that I've gotten from a prop firm, which was last night. I placed it. And again, just to show y'all, right? Again, I'm trying to be transparent, family. We're gonna be transparent here, and we're also never gonna gatekeep nothing from y'all, right? So again, this prop firm that I'm trading on, this is a one-phase one right here, right? That I requested this little withdrawal from, right? And the reason why I only made it up to this is because, again, their rules, because it's a one phase, you can only withdraw up to 7% of your initial balance, right? That is a rule that comes with the one phase challenges, right? It is what it is. But if we do this and you see what I did, I'm like, okay, that's cool. You guys are going to limit me? I'm gonna make as close as possible to that 7%, and then we're gonna call it a day, right? So yeah, you know, we ended up withdrawing damn near 6 point something% because they only allow me to withdraw up to 7%. But those are rules that come with these one phase challenge accounts, right? So there's just a lot more rules, a lot more different rules, but it's truly up to you. Let's see, Marcus and me got confused with the data. Powell is still dovish. It's talking dovish, but everything's still high. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Now that gold hit me out at break even, again, this still could go very bullish. Like, I'm just being honest, right? But this weekend, I'm gonna really dive in, right? Like watch next week, family, on stream. Like, we're gonna really have a lot to talk about, because this weekend I'm gonna do a lot of research, and I'm gonna figure out a little bit more. I'm gonna see if there's anything that I'm overlooking, that I might be that I think I need to add to the arsenal. But I'm gonna do my research, man. That's one thing about me, family. Like, I actually love doing my research and just really trying to, get better every single day, every single week, so that we can have phenomenal entries and phenomenal opportunities here, man. But so yeah, that's where we at, man. But I think gold is getting ready to run again. But again, like I said, I'm just gonna be chilling. What did that Nasdaq do? Did Nasdaq start falling? Nasdaq is still chilling up here at these highs. Nothing crazy. Let's see the dollar. The dollar might fall from these levels, man. Stay woke. Stay woke, Saint. The dollar still might fall from these levels. I could be wrong, obviously, but I wouldn't be surprised if the dollar now did the pump fake back to you. Like, oh, word? You wanted a magic trick? Watch my magic trick, Saint. Watch this. Wallakazam. All right, and then send the dollar back down. Hey, I don't know, right? But we'll see. We shall see. Again, family, I appreciate every single one of you guys, man. Love you guys. You guys have gotten me 58 likes, which is absolutely game changer. We had 70 plus at one point on the stream, which is, again, a new daily high. It's like every day this week we hit a new daily high of viewers. And that's gangster. That is gangster, right? And I'm grateful for y'all for that, man, because every day I'm trying to increase the viewership. Every day I want to hit a new high, right? A new daily high in terms of active viewers watching at one time. And I think we're going to get there. Right? I think a combination of just the value that I provide, the entertainment that I provide as well for you guys, so that it's not just boring and slow. And I can't stand watching live streams, guys, that are like that, right? That are super slow and boring and no talking, like, come on, bro. Like, I'm fall asleep here. Right? So hopefully you guys enjoy my silliness. On top of the value that I provide, hopefully it's a good combination. And I'm excited to see where we're at in 30 days from now. I'm excited to see where we're at in terms of live viewers. And then 6 months from now, and then a year from now, right? I think in a year we'll be easily getting 1,000 plus viewers on these streams, which is going to be phenomenal for sure. All right, so we'll see. We'll see how this stuff plays out for sure, family. Right, but with that being said, man, unless there's any more questions, I think that's going to be it for me today. We were on here for about a little bit over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, just rocking out. And yeah, man, I think that's going to be it for me today. I got to go ahead and start doing my other business now, right? Y'all want to know, like I told you, I'm being very transparent with y'all, right? So every time I day trade, right, I trade from the morning to like 11, maybe 12 p.m., right? And then after that, I got to switch my mindset and I got to turn into my credit business, right? Because I also have a credit repair agency as well that I now... Because the thing about trading, guys, like, trading is a phenomenal skill to have. It's a phenomenal way to make money. But it's boring, bro. Like, it is boring. That's why I can't just only trade and just only rely on trading, bro. Like, it is extremely, extremely boring to do. Like, imagine you finish your day at 11 o'clock, and now what the hell are you going to do from 12 to 9? 12 to 8 when you go to sleep? Like, that should be boring as hell, right? So I like to have other things going, right? So one of my other businesses is a credit repair agency, right? So as soon as I got off this, at 12 o'clock, I gotta start jumping on meetings and doing consultations to get people's credit right. So that's just my business, right? And that's how we do it. So I do appreciate y'all for everything, though, friend. You guys are phenomenal. Let's see, where do you think IM went wrong to have so many people turned off from it? That's an interesting question, bro. There's a lot of phenomenal things that IM did, and then there's certain things that I personally don't think were the best. But who am I, right? The business, it was a network marketing platform to begin with. Like, we can't expect the platform not to do the recruiting the way that they did or the marketing that they did, because it is a marketing platform that offered trading services and products. Like, understand that, family. IM was a marketing platform that offered trading services and products. Marketing was always first. That's what network marketing platforms are, right? It's about network marketing, and then it's always the product that's being offered, right? I think the biggest thing that not even the company did, I think the biggest issue that the teams within the company did is that they truly prioritized recruiting over actually learning the skill set. But we have to understand that that is the point of the platform. It is a network marketing platform. So yeah, the network marketers that joined are going to prefer the trade or the people that joined in their team to actually market. Because that's how they end up raising their GV, right? Their group volume. And that's how they end up hitting ranks. So I don't even know if it's like a negative that they did, because like that's just what it is. And if you understand the network marketing industry, then you wouldn't be surprised by how they operated. The biggest thing that I think most people did is most people got blinded by the people that were showing off the Rolexes and the cars and the houses and the lifestyle marketing that a lot of these people did to recruit people. They got blinded by that. And because that person recommended them to market over trading and just copy and paste their way to success in trading, that is what eventually turned most people off. Right? I think that is what turned most people off, right? Is the fact that they were led down the wrong path. They were brought to the platform to learn how to trade. But then when they came to the platform, all their mentors were saying was, yo, recruit, and just use the products. And that's what turned a lot of people off. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this week, right? Every single day this week, by the way, family, there's been somebody that always asked about that question. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get this question every single day that I stream, right? Is what happened with IM, blah, blah, blah. And I don't mind answering this question, right? Because for me, I actually traded. Like, I was a basics educator and a DeLorean educator for a reason, right? Because I proved to them that I have the results to teach on their platform. So I always traded. My teams always traded. The person that I joined under, shout out to Gustavo, was a trader. So I didn't have a negative experience in IM because our team actually traded. Like, yeah, we focused on the recruiting, but we leveraged our trading results and the value we provided as traders to recruit. And we never stopped that. I never handicapped anybody that was on my team. They had the ability to use the products, but we were hosting trainings every single week, teaching them the skill. Okay? So again, everybody's experience is going to be different. 90% of the people you guys see on social media are going to talk shit about it. 90% of people you see on YouTube are going to talk shit about the platform. And they have every right to do so because they were probably brought onto a team with the expectations of learning how to trade, and then they're being told to recruit. And that's not really what they wanted to do. So I understand both aspects, but I can only speak for me and my experience. My experience was phenomenal. Everybody that joined under me and in my team and in all of our organizations, even under the top all the way up to Darwin, who was the chairman 250, everybody traded on our legs. Right? Everybody under our chairman 250 traded. So I'm pretty sure everybody that was in our legs all had a pretty good experience because we never gatekeeped anything. We actually were teaching how to trade. But it sucks to say that not everybody went through that experience, right? A lot of people were forced to market, and that's what gave most people a bad taste, right? Especially in the biggest orgs, the largest organizations, those were mainly marketers pushing recruiting. So yeah, most people had a bad experience because of that, and it's unfortunate, right? But again, that wasn't my experience. Obviously, my experience was a little different because I was on the corporate side as well as an educator, so obviously I had a little bit more leeway. I had a lot more access, so it's even tougher for me to even compare myself to the average person. But I'm pretty positive everybody that joined under us was extremely excited about what they got and the value they got. So, but yeah, man, it's a good question, man. And I know I'm gonna get that question every single day, probably for the next year, and I'll never shy away from it, man, because that's just the reality. I'm just gonna speak what it is. You know, I'm gonna speak the facts. People have every right to feel upset because they were duped, right? Everybody has their right to feel that way. But to say that the whole company is a scam and it's a shamble, that's just people just running with it. To be honest, when you do see people, guys, create, and this is again me being honest, a lot of people, especially on social media, especially here on YouTube, right? Especially all the content creators on YouTube. Why do you think the moment they leave the platform, they create a video saying why I left IM? Like, can we actually think about this real quick? Why do you think they did that? Shit, when I left IM 2 years ago, I did the same thing. Oh, leaving IM was the best decision I made. Why do you think we're doing that? Who has the answer for this, right? Why do you think people would rather talk about negativity on the platform than positivity? Exactly, Mike. It's because it's more marketable. I made a post today on Facebook, right? And that post said, right, negativity is more marketable than positivity, which is why we see negativity more often. It's the same thing with the platform, right? If you want to get a lot of views on a fresh YouTube video, just go ahead and throw IM in the title, right? IM grew so big that it became a trending keyword on YouTube and on social media, right? It's a trending keyword. You guys can make a video. I don't think it's going to hit the same today now because obviously IM died down. You know, IM is still pushing. They're not going anywhere, right? They still have a shit ton of people, which is mainly overseas now, right? The whole US fan base for IM is essentially non-existent, right? Americans just don't give a shit about network marketing, and they are really not too big of a fans of trading as a whole, especially Forex, right? That's just a fact, right? So IM is still going. They're not going to go anywhere, right? They're still going to grow. It's just going to be mainly from people overseas. But if you were to make a video, let's say 2 years ago, when IM was at the height of his, you know, at the height of it, if you made a video talking shit about IM, you're going to get massive views. And that could be the start of a YouTube career. Like, literally, all it takes is one video talking shit. And now you got a whole bunch of people that's co-signing it. And now, boom, now you can create a lot of content behind that. And now you're making money from YouTube. So, again, those keywords matter, guys. Right? They matter. Right? And that's why people do it, is to get the attention, to get the eyeballs of other people, and then they can hopefully, you know, go ahead and build up their fan base off of that. So everything is done strategically, right? People are not talking shit just to talk shit. I mean, some people are, but more times than not, especially people that are creating content, they're talking shit because they know it's going to get views and clicks and shit like that. That's just the reality of what that whole situation was. Just being honest, right? So that's just the reality. Yep, clickbait all day. Clickbait all day long. That's really all they wanted to do. And it wasn't even that's a click. You know, some people did have bad experiences, you know, so they use their experience to do it. But the keyword IM Mastery Academy or IML, iMarkets Live, were trending keywords that will get you at the top of a Forex. Like if you type in Forex, like IM was one of the keywords that ended up ranking up there. All right, so it's just an easy way to get a lot of views and a lot of clicks. Again, I told y'all I'm not gatekeeping shit, family. I'm gonna tell y'all guys exactly the real on everything. I don't know if y'all thought I was lying, but watch, like I'm not gatekeeping nothing. I'm gonna give you guys the real and the raw about every situation around trading that I am aware of and that I'm able to speak on. So, but that's just what it is, right? Let's see, like the diss tracks. Yeah, the diss tracks are going crazy, right? Kendrick Lamar's diss track, right, Euphoria, had the biggest streaming day of this entire year so far. Why? Because it's, for one, it's Kendrick, so he's always going to get views. He's dissing Drake, which is, again, arguably the biggest artist next to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is still up top. Then Drake, probably in terms of artists in the entire world. So yeah, he knows he's going to get massive views. He's going to get he's going to make a lot of money off of that for sure. So, but that's just what it is, guys. Negativity goes a lot further than positivity these days, and that's why people do it. Again, I'm guilty too. Like, I made that same thing. Like, when I left IM, I literally made a video that said why I left IM. But in the video, if you actually watched it, I didn't say no negativity around it. Like, I literally said nothing negative about the platform whatsoever. It was just giving them my experience and how I had. But I definitely used a keyword, a title that seemed like it was going to be perceived as negative to get the clicks and the views. So that's just the game, right? That's social media. That's just how social media works. So, but yeah. But family, again, I do love you. I guys got to jump off. I'm going to go ahead and jump in the shower real quick, go get some food. And then, like I said, I got to go ahead and start my other business and start working on people's credit and getting their right and getting their foundation set. But yeah, family, I love you guys, man. I appreciate y'all. It was another great session today. You guys know the vibes. We did end up taking 2 positions on gold. One of them ended up stopping us out at break even. The other one ended up taking an L. But the one that we did take a break even on, we ended up closing some partials, so we still make some of the money back that we lost back. I think gold still eventually goes bullish here. I'm just not going to take another position. I'm chilling. I'm done for the week. I'll be back on Monday live in real time with you guys, and we'll just, we'll pick up from there and we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what we get from there. So family, I do love you guys, man. I appreciate y'all. If there's any more questions, this is your last second to get those last questions in. But in 2 minutes, we're going to end this, and then we're going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of our days, family. We're going to enjoy the rest of our day, man. So, let's see. My negative experience was not being surrounded by the right people. And that's probably everybody's negative experience. No lie. No lie. Probably everybody's experience. Let's see. I will PM you for the link to the credit. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're in the Discord, right? If you're in my Discord, just go ahead and there's a credit section in my Discord, right? Just go right into that credit section in my Discord and just go ahead and say, Abel, bro, how can I get started? And we could jump on the call and do a free consultation. I'll get you right. Okay? I got you. Just make sure you guys are in the Discord, family. I'll send the Discord right quick. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this off, right? Make sure you guys are in my Discord, family. We are going up. We're going to be bringing this thing to the moon. We already got 100 active in there. 100 plus. And I just created this Discord like a week ago, which is phenomenal. But yeah, if you guys are interested in anything that I offer, join the Discord. And I'll get you guys right. Just go to the credit section, the credit lounge, and we can start these conversations in there. But family, guys, I love you. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you guys for rocking with me today. As usual, it's been a great week. We were live every single day this week. Week 1 is now done and dusted. And we're going to be back on Monday for week 2. All right, family. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all, man. Have a great rest of y'all day. Let's get it.
Time, I'm worthless to you. Defeating me lies through those tears when you cry. All on my mind, it ain't even true. It's the thing that you do. Walk away, they always say. Guess I gotta think this through. Every last moment was a memory faded, so I guess I gotta escape.